How are we doing tonight, guys? So, it's a clear sky, so let's make the most of this. We are doing a live UFO, UAP Skywatch tonight, coming to you live from Wiltshire in the UK. Why is that on the wrong setting? Sorry guys, 2 seconds. There we go. That should be correct now. Yes, we're doing a live UFO, UAP Skywatch tonight. Coming to you live from Wiltshire in the UK, which is right in the heart of Crop Circle country and just down the road from Stonehenge. So keep your eyes to the skies, for there shall be lots of movement, hopefully out of that, some strange and anomalous ones. It is blue, and therefore that sun is still a little bit round there, so it's only going to get darker, and we're going to see more and more objects. There's a bit of movement in the middle of the screen. Keep your eyes on that one. Dan and Paul, you're already in over on the tubes. Good to see you. How is it going tonight? Why are all my windows going left, right and centre there? Carl, how are you doing? How is your holiday going? Good to see you. And Lee, good to see you in there over on the TikTok as well. So yes, we're doing a live UFO, a UAP, a Skywatch. Had a couple of radio signal hunts, but I am glad to be back to a nice clear sky. So we'll see how long this holds out for us tonight. We are looking, I think, northeast-ish tonight. So let's see what the skies have for us there. Good evening, Blue Nose. How are you doing? Thank you for the gifts there. Appreciating all of that. Helps us there. Goes all back into the stream. So yeah, guys, if you're following us, do all the likes and the shares, the tapping away, all of that sort of stuff there helps us reach more and more like-minded people like yourselves there. And the more eyes and minds we can get on the old phenomena, the more we can all piece this puzzle together there. Just got back home. It was brilliant. Well done, Carl. So I'm glad you're beating me back on the planes there. I'm glad it went very, very well for you there. I have to drop some holiday snaps in on the Discord so we can see how it all went there. So yes, guys, do let us know if you are new here. Let us know where you're watching from tonight. Tell us how you feel about the UFO, UAP phenomena. Would love to hear about that. And also keep your eyes, and probably most importantly, on the screen there. So any of those objects that we're seeing now, if we see them do something strange, if we see them stop dead, shoot off at speed, change course, change trajectory, anything like that, then we'll know we've got something a little bit more anomalous, and we can zoom right in on it there. And hello there, like-minded people. TB, good to see you. There, and we have movement already. We do. So we had to start a little bit later tonight because it is still, it's getting later there. So we're going to be pushing, I think, later and later over the next few weeks until it's going to be ridiculous late. And we're on in the wee hours just so we can get some sky activity. But lots of movement in the sky there. Should we zoom in on some of it? Nothing is anomalous so far, but we're going to see more and more as that blue fades.
Zoom mode activated.
There, that is still the sun. Oh look, that one is trying to track it there. So we've got our tracker on tonight. It's going to struggle a bit whilst it's blue, but hopefully it's going to be a little bit better than the last time there. So, oh look, it's separating a little bit away from the line. So that will go red at some point. Oh no, it's lost it there. But what we're looking for, these objects that are flying around, there's one over here as well, quite faint. And so not only they're going to get clearer, that dark, the contrast is going to come back in there. The black of the night is going to come through, and we're going to be able to see more and more movement there. But if we keep paying attention, so keep following them whilst they're on screen, even as we zoom back out and see if they do anything strange. There's normally one or two on our Skywatches there. Viking is in. How are you doing, Viking? Good to see you in there. So yes, everybody do say hello. Let us know where you're all watching from tonight. Should do a bit of a roll call. One day I'm going to get that world map and we're going to pin you all in so we can see what sort of coverage of the globe that we have. Right, another one over here. This is a bit brighter now, so I'm assuming that this one is probably going to be at a lower altitude, therefore physically close to us. Easier for that light to come back. We're going to see more of that light. It's going to appear larger and brighter to us there. It's crossing the tracking line of another one there. But until it does something strange, we cannot say that it is anything other than a man-made satellite up there. Doesn't mean it actually is, it just means we cannot say otherwise. So let's keep our eyes to the skies tonight and see what we can spot. What's in the news? Where are we at the latest? Have we any more scientists gone missing, sadly? Because there's lots of strange things going on. It really does. I feel like we are on the cusp of actual disclosure, official disclosure of some form there. Rio there, how are we doing? We're all good. How are you doing, Rio there? And TB, no sleep. I don't know how I did it last summer. I really don't. We're up until like 2:30 or something, then I'm up for work at whatever time. It killed me. So we'll see how long we last. But yeah, those skies are the best skies, so it is definitely worth doing. We saw so many cool things last year. We had the triangular formation, didn't we? That was one of the best ones there. The two green orbs chasing each other. Only the other week we saw the orange flashing one, and then there was one that was flashing just different colours. I think blue, red, green as it went through today, went through the sky there. Very, very cool that was. So let's see what the sky has for us tonight there. But yeah, if you're just joining us, we're doing a live UFO UAP Skywatch coming to you live from Wiltshire in the UK, which is right in the heart of crop circle country and just down the road from Stonehenge there. It's been warm today at Rio. It's a bit too warm for me and my unfit self. I was struggling a bit, and I'm still in my winter clothes because I don't have summer clothes. And no doubt it'll be cool again tomorrow and it'll throw me off there. TB, thank you for the likes. I can see those coming up there. The likes and shares, guys, they really do help us reach more and more like-minded people like yourselves. You never know who's going to come in and what account of the phenomena they are going to share, and therefore helping us all understand the universe a little bit more. All of those mysteries now place within it there. TB, again, thank you for the gifts. They all go back into the stream there, the same as the Patreons, the super chats and things like that. And speaking of Patreon, remember, we're going to be doing it earlier this week. So if you are on our Patreon, our next deep dive is going to be this Friday. It's going to be 8 PM, so then that way we can catch a Skywatch later if the skies are clear. So it'll be 8 till about 9:30, again, over on the Patreon for that one there. And if you're not a member, you can join for free. There is a link in our bio there. It gives you a whole month for free. So if you do want to join in, we are reading through the Condign report at the minute, which is the UK government report into the phenomena. Very, very interesting. The conclusions of which, basically, there is sentient plasma life that we need to look into. So we've not got to that bit yet, and I am looking forward to it. There, how you doing, Gon, as well, and Paul is in as well. There, Astra too. Good to see you guys in, and Lee, thank you for feeding Alan.
Nom nom nom. Thanks, guys.
So it all goes back into the stream there, helping us improve what we do. Raf there, pizza from last night went missing. I'm blaming Alan for that, but you'll be pleasantly surprised, Raf, that we've got the tracker in again for you. The RAF 5000 tracker there. That'll cheer you up there. And Dan there, the UFO guy, David Wilcox. Yes, I heard about this. Some people are linking it, aren't they, to the all these missing scientists, the people close to the phenomena. I'm not quite sure. Does he fit in with that one? I'm not that massively familiar with Wilcox there, but either way is a shame there. And Jamesy, thank you. Oh, thank you for joining us there from Pembrokeshire in Wales. Good to have you in there. Where are we? Let me catch up with the chat. And Kate, hello nerds. Raf's been rubbing off with you with those intros, isn't it? And Rachel, how are you doing there? Fun fact, Alan gets the blame for everything, because Alan is the root cause of everything. You don't have to live with him, Rachel. It's a nightmare. It is Glasses Monday. Yes, it is that time of the week where I have a very late shower and I cut my hair, and it means I have to take my contact lenses out. So you get me with my 70s BBC TV personality glasses, we'll just say. It's because everything is Alan for. Exactly, Rachel. Kate there, sorry. You're well cheered up there. The tracker that looks like a drunk game of hopscotch there. Hey, that's an improvement. Means we're getting there, Raf. So we've named it after you. It's the RAF 5000. And we've got some movement on the screen. Quite faint, but let's have a look at this one that's being tracked. So, let's get this one on screen. Now, there is a bit of a divergence. It's predicted the path, but it's predicted the path wrong. And there you go. Because it's wrong, why is it jumping everywhere? You're just proving RAF right, damn it. But the idea of the tracker is that as the summer months roll in, there are going to be more and more objects in the night sky there. Sometimes 15 or more we're going to be seeing there. And it's very hard for us to jump to that star there. It's because the contrast in the background's a bit crap at the minute. But yeah, there's going to be so many objects that we need to be paying attention to, following there to see if any of them do anything strange. That we're going to need a bit of mechanical help and mechanical digital. And we need to see this thing here is going to hopefully monitor those objects coming across the screen there. And if they do anything strange, then they'll go red, is the idea. Therefore, telling us that, look at this one specifically, this one is going to be the one of interest, but at the second, as you can see, it is struggling. It's machine learning, and it's taking its time to learn there. Let's try and zoom in on this one. So some of it's picking up. That's quite a good track. That's very close by. But you notice that the sky is blue still. That means that the sun is still around there. It's not for us here on the surface. It's pretty dark on the surface, but it's still kind of getting into that night sky, affecting our night vision and the tracking there. So not too long, maybe 10 minutes time, that's going to get obviously like a deep black where that blue will go, and therefore we're going to see more contrast, more things flying around the night sky. But do pay attention to them there. And where are we? There. You get your new eyes on Thursday, Kate. Exciting time. I need to order some new glasses. These aren't quite right, and I feel a bit like that with them. There, Jacob, do you think that all the moving bright things are UFOs? No, not at all. In fact, the majority of them are not. The majority of them are going to be man-made satellites there, space junk, those sort of things. And what's happening, as you probably know, there is that anything up there in orbit is going to be reflecting that sun's light back to us. So what is happening is the sun has gone around for us here on the surface, but it's still kind of to the sides. Those things are off the surface are still able to bounce that light back down to us. And because there are many man-made objects up there, just objects in general, but there are, I think, 16,000 satellites up there at a second. So those things, as they're flying around, they're just going to be reflecting that sun's light back to us. Satellites don't actually have headlights on them or anything like that, so they're just reflecting that light back. But what we're looking for, what is of real interest for us, is when they do something strange. That's why we have to pay attention to them quite closely. We have to follow their movement, because if they stop dead, they shoot off at speed, change their course, their trajectory, anything like that, then we know we've got something a little bit stranger. But that is going to be in the minority, but it does happen quite regularly on the stream. So keep your eyes peeled, keep following them across the screen, because it could be that last minute change there, just before it goes off the edge of the screen. That's going to prove to us that it is something a little bit more interesting than one of the many man-made satellites up there. The tracker is still very much a work in progress there as well. And James there, not being rude, do you think you will upgrade so we can see more of the sky there? No, it's a good question. One day, but it's pennies, and at the minute I think the revenue from the stream is much less than what it costs at the minute, so it's going to take a while. The thing is as well, so originally I thought if we got a fisheye lens for the camera, you're going to see like the whole of the sky. So that would be the best way to do this, and I've got that lens. The problem is with a fisheye lens is it just makes everything therefore so small. You're trying to fit all this in the same sort of space there, and it isn't actually as good as an experience there. So it's trying to find the balance between seeing as much of the sky as possible, because you don't know where that action is going to be there, but balancing it off there with the actual quality of us being able to look and to search. There is one more lens I would like to try, which is kind of an in-between the two. I really would like to do that, but cameras, anything camera related, there's an extra zero on the bloody thing there. So it's a good question, James, there. And there are many things. In fact, tomorrow night, hopefully, if my delivery arrives, we are going to be doing something a little bit different with the Skywatch if it arrives and the skies are clear. We will be, for the first time, looking in infrared. So this camera at the minute is only in the visible light, what the human eye can see. We're seeing a lot of it, more than the human eye can see, but it's the same spectrum there. But we do have another camera which has infrared capabilities. Sadly, is a little bit more zoomed in, so we're going to see a little bit less of the sky, but we're going to be able to see in the infrared where the phenomena is actually very active there. So I think that's going to be a really interesting one for us there. But if you do want to see a touch more of the sky, the vertical devices and platforms aren't necessarily the best there. So at the thing UFO on those, and yeah, you see less of me, and that's always a good thing there. You do see the camera up the right way, so a little bit of a better screen there for it. And Mathis as well there, thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from tonight there? And Kate, I'll be able to actually see the stars. You're going to go outside and realize you don't need us there. There, Kate coming in with the shares as well, guys. Appreciate those. It is the likes and shares. It does help us reach more and more like-minded people like yourselves there. And the more eyes and minds on the old phenomena, the more we can piece this puzzle together. Marcus is in. Good to see you there. The tracker is getting loads better. Thank you, Lee. There we go, Raf. It's not all bad. See, Lee can appreciate the tracker there. And what about looking deeper into the sky? So this is the other angle with this. I would like to. There's some really beautiful things up there, especially if you consider the planets in our solar system. But we're mainly looking for UFOs, and therefore we need to see the bigger picture first. We need the bigger picture. We know where the action's going to be. So it'd be great if we had the facility to kind of, big picture of the sky, right, there's something over there, and then let's zoom in on that. So I'm not quite sure how we tackle that one yet, but we are looking into it. So that would be at some point. I would like to tackle that one. And thank you for the follow, James. Where are you joining us from tonight there? And as Kate says, that is the way to do it there. That it does get us closer to it there. Be it gifts, Patreon, super chats, all that sort of stuff there does help us improve what we're doing there. And that one looks really thin there. Surely satellites aren't that thin. It's a good question. The difference that we see in the lights moving across the screen there, it really does make you start to question, is it all that? Is that an indication there of something else strange? Because although the visual profile isn't necessarily a hard, is not conclusive, it still is interesting. Things like that strange visual profile from things like Oumuamua there, that was one of the key things that made it look a little bit stranger there. TB just popped outside. We have thunderstorms there. You're only 20 miles. Oh my God, TB. We're not meant to have thunderstorms. Thank you for the heads up, though. That's going to... I have to keep an eye out for that one. I might have to run downstairs and bring the camera in there. And another day, another dollar. Exactly, Marcus there. No, I'll go outside and it'll be cloudy. Oh, what was that flash? Was that the thunder? Are we actually getting... Oh, I'm going to keep an eye out for that now. I'm nervous now. I did see a flash. Is that thunder? I'm going to get the camera's going to get zapped there. Okay, no, he'll go outside and it'll be cloudy for the rest of the year. Yeah, that'll be it there. And far away in B1, good spotting there, Rachel, and everybody thank Marcus when you claimed the treasure box there. And Dion as well there, thank you for the follow, good to have you in there. That was definitely a flash. It's a bit nerve-wracking now, isn't it there? Love thunder and lightning, but the camera doesn't. It's barely surviving as it is. Right, quickly popping back over to the tube, see where you guys are at there. You've been waiting patiently for me to read your messages there. Nerds is way too lame for you. You're a nerd at heart there, Raf. I won't repeat that one that he's saying there, Kate. You need to see that. And Shan as well there. Beautiful clear skies. And wow, so much traffic. I know. It is so crazily active up there. I did not realise the skies were so busy. But welcome. It is good to see you there as well. Matt is in. Good to see you. And thank you for the hydration reminder. Guys, if you're new here, do say hello. Let us know where you're all watching from tonight there. How do you feel about the phenomena? Have you seen anything strange in the sky? Laura Les.
Nom, nom, nom.
Thank you for feeding
guys.
Alan. Appreciate that. All goes back into the stream if Alan doesn't get his hands on it. But yeah, let us know where you're watching from. How do you feel about the phenomena? Anything in the news there? Any questions? Ask away. They would love to hear from you there whilst you're waiting for the action. But most importantly, keep an eye on those movements on the screen there. We are looking for that last minute change of course, trajectory, speed change, anything like that. The interstellar handbrake turn that will tell us that actually we're not watching one of the many man-made satellites that are up there, but we're actually seeing a little something stranger. And that does happen, and normally a couple of times per stream when we get the camera out and we are so early in. That blue that we're still seeing there is the daylight, because the sun hasn't gone fully round. So when it gets darker, we're going to see not only more stars, but more activity in general. Yeah, watch her pop in, Raf. Yeah, exactly. Where are we? Defo a flash. Oh my God, I'm now nervous about the camera. I'm going to get a tarpaulin to run out there with there. There's a flash exact 10 on the dot. Oh, maybe it's a neighbour celebrating something. Let's hope it's that. But if it is only 20 miles away, that won't take long there. And if you have a thunder, you'll point the camera out the window. I can't. It's too. I've tried that out the window. Sadly, it doesn't quite work there. The reflection. We could have a lightning watch there, and that will be the camera gone. You know what our luck's like. It's going to be a direct hit. Oh, that is a bright one. Let me zoom into this one. Right, the tracker has got it.
Activated.
Let's have a look here. Now, again, until it does something strange, this one, and we cannot say otherwise. But it is really bright. It's got a minty blue to it, a fresh blue there. Very, very interesting. Indeed. There we go, the tracker is trying. It's that blue sky that is doing it in a bit of the minute there. It's going to try and follow it. And the idea of the tracker there is that it finds the object, the movement on the screen, it sees where it's been, draws a line, and then predicts a straight line in front of it. And if it follows that straight line, that is a satellite. That is what we expect a satellite to do. They're falling to Earth in a big circle, so we see that as straight lines at consistent speeds are down here. Oh, God. Silly TikTok is now giving me violations left, right and centre. Oh well, let's ignore them for that. But yeah, so if it goes red, then it should be something more more interesting. There we go, just fighting with TikTok for a second there. So, keep your eyes to that one. And Laura, that's there. I'm looking forward to the Spielberg film there. Watched the trailer. I thought it looked interesting. It looks a bit spooky. Not spooky is the wrong word there, but a little bit scary as well. But I'm very much looking forward to that one as well. What do they want us to believe, to understand? What knowledge are they maybe trying to pass there through the medium of fiction there? And Ian there, I do believe in the conspiracy of Area 52. So Area 51, is that the one there? Because, yeah, I mean, we now know that Area 51 is real. It's been officially acknowledged. We can see images of it there as well. And Bob Lazar talks about working at certain facilities there. We know it's an official a test and training facility for secret aircraft and stuff like that. The stealth bomber was tested there. Now, is it something a little bit more mysterious there? Maybe that is where they keep, or did keep, the old UFOs, the reverse engineered craft. It's hard to say, but we do know it was a facility, and that is exactly the place that you would want to do it. If you had a recovered crashed saucer or something like that, where would you put it? Well, you'd hide it in the middle of the desert where you test all of your other secret planes as well there. Fish as well, welcome aboard, thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from tonight there? And lightning on the clear sky is strange there. Ball lightning, oh, could be interesting. TB did say that he's not too far down the road from us there, and they've got lightning, so ooh, maybe it's just a flash. I've not my saucer off again. Typical. There you go, this is a bright one.
Zoom mode activated.
Let's zoom in on this one again. Slower, but still quite bright there, tracking away. So as I zoom back out, guys, keep following it, because again, we just need ET to realise he's left his keys at home and do an interstellar handbrake turn right on the screen there. It's gone very cloudy over London there and had a tiny bit of rain. Oh, we know that's coming this way. Gone. Oh, let's see how long we last tonight with a nice clear sky there. Aloras, love the tracking. Cool addition. Thank you, Alora Lass. I appreciate that. And it's still got a long way to go, though. As you can see, lots of errors, but hopefully it'll get better. And where are we? That was me getting filtered because I said something about flashing. It might have been. No, I got a gifting ban for some reason as well now. So there we go there. Not sure there. Yeah, exactly, Rio. Won't let us send them now. Oh, well. But thank you for trying anyway, though. And Laura, yeah, it did look a little eerie. There's something about it there. Now, is that sort of one of those biological things that are deeply encoded into us, like our reaction to basically to snakes and things like that? You know, they've been such a threat, a predator to humanity for a long time that it actually bypasses, you know, the main part of our brain, our more advanced brain. It's really back into the lizard brain, as they say. In fact, if you see movement that could be a snake, you know, before you can even think about it, you will react there. It's so hard-coded into us, and it's things like this that, you know, we just hear those sounds. Maybe it's the face shape. Lots of people reported this with Whitley Strieber's book there. Oh, starting to see. Not oh my god, what was it? It's a major one in the 90s there, big grey alien in the front, and lots of people had this emotional reaction to seeing the grey. It wasn't a high detailed one, but people just, lots of people went, that's what I've seen, and people bought that book and tore the cover off of it because they were compelled for the information, but they couldn't look at the image. And does that touch on something that maybe in history we've been programmed, that's been a predator before, something we have feared there? Oh, Lazar talks about 52 as well, all quite possible. Then I know all of the training areas in there, what do they call it now, the actual base around there, each area does have a number to it there, so there is going to be a 52, there's going to be all sorts of numbers around that as well, but S4 was the specific one, wasn't it, that he claimed to have the facility within Area 51 there. Yeah, don't worry about the gifting. Thank you for trying, guys, though, but that's just TikTok having a sulk there. They take 90% of it anyway. And Kate there, also, have you checked the lightning map to see if there's a storm near you? That is probably very sensible, Kate. So, of course, I haven't done it yet, and I'm going to frantically try and do that whilst I'm on the screen now. Right. Okay, no, it's saying it should be mostly clear here. Or not until about 2 in the morning, then we can expect some rain. But the second, it's not saying that. Well, do I trust it? Probably not to there. And to be there, TikTok needs to be done with this. Oh my god, it does. The amount of hate speech crap that we get as well. And the dangerous stream was a hilarious one, wasn't it? It thought we were driving. And how long is the gift? It'll be for the length of this stream. There as well. Trouble is, we can look up, but it's down. What's the issue? So down is an interesting one as well. But I'd say that when we're looking up, I mean, we don't do enough of this. I think how much more we would see. They do say that since humanity has been industrialized with more pollution and light pollution in general, there, smog and things, we're so disconnected from the stars now, placed within the universe, and what sort of effect that has on us culturally. I could believe that has quite a lot of an effect, but we've got plenty of issues down here. I mean, maybe there's also some activity down here, like in the oceans. Lots of reports about that. Yeah. I know, his TikTok's a weird one, isn't it, there? And if you restart the live, it probably will, Kate, but I don't want to disrupt everybody. Well, let's watch, we can watch the skies there. But thank you for trying it, guys, there. I'm tempted. I keep saying this. I normally throw my toys out the pram and go, I'm leaving TikTok. I haven't done it yet. I probably won't, but the way they are, it is very tempting. But I don't want to miss any of you guys there. Oh, it says it's being restored in 6 minutes. I'll believe it when I see it. Oh, just 6 minutes there. And Rio, there's no thunderstorms in Aberdeen. You're getting all that good weather there. And A-Up is in. How are you doing? Good to see you. They're a bit late to the party tonight there. Late, but arriving in style there. Oh, red middle, good spotting. Sorry, I'm a bit behind with that one. And hopefully I'll zoom in on those ones. Did you see the bright red movement? I didn't see that one. Did anybody else catch that one? It's a nice bright one going through the centre now. Remember, guys, look out for that strange movement there. Oh, just TikTok being TikTok there. 4 minutes. It's working. They've never done that before, but that is a positive that they're only having a mini sulk with us there tonight. Right, back over to the tubes there. Viking watching from Locan in Denmark. Love it. Love our international viewers there. I always feel like it's having reporters on the ground, everybody around the world able to report in with their individual sightings, sometimes live as well. That has happened before, so I love that one. And Dan, and what's the best thing you have seen? It's a bit of a toss-up. It's a good question, but it is a bit of a toss-up between the triangular formation, the two green orbs there. Oh, A2, that is a good spot there, Rachel. That's a big bright one. Keep your eyes on it, guys. We're looking for that strange and anomalous movement. But yeah, the green orbs, the triangular formation, or possibly, well, no, we had that really big bright orange one, didn't we, come across the screen? I think that's in like November time. That was a phenomenal one there. And watching from my bed with a sore back there after painting a fence, which is 8 foot high. Oh, you're always going to strain yourself with 8 foot there. And I had to take strange positions to reach there. I probably added new positions to the Kama Sutra. Alan's taking notes there, Maya. I'm a nightmare for stuff like that. I'll never listen to my body there. You shit, Raph. Okay. There. And Hagadan there. How are you doing? Good to see you in. Thank you for that. It's very, very kind there. And back in a sec, Raph. Good to see you there. Zen, I haven't seen Zen about today, but Scooby-Doo is back. How are you doing there, Scooby-Dooey? You made it back there. It's good to see you there. Did you do homework from yesterday? If only I had time, Scooby. I've got so little time. That's a plane. You see that one on the screen, just in the corner? That one's a plane. I'm just going to check flight radar, because it didn't fully look like a plane. But let me just double check. Alright, that's interesting. No, wait, where are we? No, wait, that's a plane. Yep, that is a plane there. So DHL plane from Leipzig to Cincinnati. There we go. That's why it's good to have modern technology there. Oh, appeal approved. Excellent. Thank you, Rachel. I wouldn't have known. TikTok's kept us for another day. There we go, that looks like it might be working now. But yeah, no, sadly, I'm not getting the time at the minute with work. I'm rolling out of bed into work, then off the train, set the camera back onto this. So one day I will. One day I will. I've taken notes, so hopefully I'll get a chance soon. But I do appreciate it, because that is how I get my information mostly, especially with the lack of free time, is you guys sending us awesome things and suggestions there. And Kate, thank you for the gifts.
Nom nom nom.
Feeding
Thanks,
Alan.
guys.
Alan is happy again there. God, look, we've got 5 being tracked on the screen at any one time there. And thank you for the hydration reminder there, Scooby. Maya, look, you've got some assistance there to remind me to drink, which I will try and remember to do. Right now there. Oh, I don't even know what they were miffed around, but lucky it's ended now. Hey, up there. Excuse me. That was a bright one there. It didn't look fully like a plane, did it? There was some flashing, but it wasn't as consistent there. Alan's getting it again. Yeah. Can't repost either. They are weird. It's a weird platform there. Good spotting TB as well. And thank you for the gifts there as well. Grim as well in there too. Appreciate those. Thank you. Feeding Alan.
Nom nom nom. Thanks,
the gifts,
guys.
the subs, the patrons, the super chats, all that stuff does go back into the stream there. Back to normal. Thank you, Kate. It's your magic words that helped it there. It's all back. And Marcus there coming in.
Nom nom nom.
Feeding
Thanks, guys.
Feeding Alan there. And Lauren, sorry if you've already said this, but what is the difference between the red and the green light? Never sorry, Lauren. This is a good question. So what we're seeing on screen with the tracking there, the idea is that, as we've mentioned before, satellites are falling to Earth in a big circle. So for us down here, they are going to look like straight lines, ever so slightly off, but they're going to be pretty much straight lines at consistent speeds. And for us, the biggest thing that's going to set that apart is going to be a deviation from that, because satellites have to follow those rules. If they're not, they don't really have the thrusters to make any dramatic changes there. Any slight course adjustments are kind of made over the course of an orbit or two. So it's very, very subtle there. So the idea is that this tracker is seeing the movement, seeing where it's been, drawing a line behind it, and then it uses that line, straight line behind it, to draw a straight line in front of it, and therefore it'll track it along that predicted path, which, so if it's a satellite, it's going to fit that path quite predictably there. But if it deviates from that path, then it's something a little bit more anomalous than a satellite there, and therefore it goes red, hopefully drawing our eyes to the ones that are worthy of a little bit more of an investigation, because obviously as the summer draws in, there's going to be so much more activity in the night sky that we're going to need that help. It is getting it quite wrong at the second, and it's jumping around. It should get a bit better as it gets darker, because it doesn't like the contrast where it's still a bit light up there. But yeah, it's a few bugs in it, but the idea roughly is the red ones we need to pay attention to. If it's green, it's doing stuff that satellites can do. Are they a good spotting? C3 Rachel. The Leipzig DHL flew over me earlier there. They are crazy big planes there in the East Midlands. I reckon it's a spy plane up. They're monitoring us all. We have to check if it's going over Agent X and Kate as well there. And there. Oh, the repost is still not working. TikTok is a weird beast. It is a weird beast there. But TB and Marcus and A up.
Nom nom nom. Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you for feeding Alan there as well. And Oslo, thank you for the shares, guys. It's the shares, the likes, the tapping away, all that sort of stuff there that helps us reach more and more like-minded people like yourselves. You never know who's going to come in, what experience they're going to share with us. They're helping us to understand the universe and our place within it, and potentially how it all works there. So that is my favourite bit, is hearing all of your accounts with the phenomena there, the latest news as well in the UFO world too. But if you've got any questions, ask away. There are no silly questions here. If you've got it, somebody else in the chat will have that question too, so they'll be grateful you have asked of it. And beautiful Sky you have there, Sam, there, unlike up here in South Lanarkshire. Rachel, well, I'm worried it's not going to be like this for long, but luckily with modern technology we can all hang out together and appreciate the same sky there. And TB, A3 and B3, there is a red light that keeps moving. Oh, right, okay, let's have a look for this one, because red can be very, very interesting, and that is A3 and B3. So if you're on TikTok, that is just adjacent to the gift goal there. So I'm going to see if I can keep that on my big screen there, because look, flashing lights from the same position are very, very, very anomalous. Everything should be moving, should be in motion up there, so keep your eyes peeled. Laura Lass,
nom nom nom.
Thank you for feeding.
Guys.
Alan as well, and A up as well. Really thank A up for the coins there when you claim them, putting in the treasure box there. And we have a fast-moving flash. Oh, I missed that one, but good spotting, Lee. Can I quickly spot it now? Oh, that's another plane that we've got coming in. Let's zoom in on that one for a second.
Zoom mode activated.
So we can all get the idea. So I don't know what plane that is, but that's what planes look like. In fact, I think that's going to be quite far away, because normally there you can see the green flashes as well. But it gives us an idea of what that is. Should we quickly check flight radar, see what one that is? That one is Amsterdam to Buenos Aires there. Who is that? It's a KLM flight. There we go. Have lovely holidays. Getting in the way of our Skywatch. They've got no idea, have they, that we're going, guys, a UFO. No, it's a plane. There. The DHL cargo planes are so loud when they take off there. Don't even have to look the radar to know it's them. I wonder, they're just too cheap for the quieter engines there. And Scotland forecast has gone back to normal now there. Are you going to get some nice weather, or do you mean back to normal to the overcastness there? And Josie there, how are you doing there? Good spotting, Rachel B3. And Robert there, the Deros. That was it. You mentioned this last night. So what are the Deros? I've not heard of this one before, but I am very keen to hear more there. Lucky buggers. Yeah, I don't think I've like Carl on his jet set. Maybe we could have called Carl on his flying the other day there. And Chris is in over on the tubes there. The Phoenix Lights sighting was crazy, even though the government said it was a military flares. Bullshit, I say. And I agree with you there. Like, honestly, you think, didn't you, before you really get down the rabbit hole with all of this sort of stuff, you'd think that if there was a sighting, a massive sighting over a very greatly populated city, that the news caught, everybody caught, thousands of witnesses, you'd go, right, that would be it. It would be in the news. It would go around the world. There'll be no discussion anymore. It would be mainstream. But that happened in a couple of cases, but the Phoenix Lights is one of them. And everybody just kind of went with the, oh, it's probably flares and things like that. But lots of strange, there was lots of reasons why that probably wasn't the case there. But that just shows you that information isn't distributed how we think. And if that is the case, if the Phoenix Lights didn't get the attention it fully deserved there, if that didn't push us past a, hey, something strange is going on, what about everybody's smaller instances? They've got no chance there as well there. Thank you for that one, Mayor. I do appreciate that, guys. It is the likes, the shares, all that sort of stuff there does help us reach more and more like-minded people like yourselves. If you're joining us tonight, we're doing a live UFO UAP Skywatch. These are the skies live over Wiltshire in the UK, so which is right in the heart of Crop Circle country and just down the road from Stonehenge. So a long history of the weird and wonderful in these skies. It's lovely and clear tonight there, so we're going to be seeing, I think, more and more strange things as the night goes on. Now, there's lots of not so strange things, like this one we've got on screen at the second, or those two, they look very much like man-made satellites. Now, anything up there in orbit of the Earth, be it a man-made satellite, be it an extraterrestrial potentially satellite there, or ET going from A to B, they're going to reflect that sun's light back very similarly, going in that straight line there most of the time. So we're not going to be able to tell them apart, sadly. But if ET realises he's left the gas on, changes his direction there, interstellar handbrake turn, maybe slows down, hesitates, speeds off, anything like that will tell us for sure that we are not looking at one of those more boring objects there. So we've got to keep our eyes on them. We've got to follow that movement and see if they do anything strange. That is the way we can tell for sure. Flashing as well can be interesting, so we'll zoom in on the good stuff there as well. You want to see some red, Scooby-Doo? Oh, we've seen some intense oranges. I don't think I've seen a red one, but we've definitely seen some really dark orange. And again, that can be an interesting signature as well, that something a little bit stranger is going on. Because, again, these are just reflecting the sun's light back there. So when there's an intense colour variation, sometimes, not always, but sometimes that can mean that maybe the light that we're seeing is being emitted rather than just simply reflected from the object. So yeah, they do think that these craft, if using a warp drive, how we'd currently understand it, would create a sort of a plasma coating around the craft, and an ionized plasma coating is going to look basically like a glowing orange, deep orangey red to us there. So that can be an interesting signature to look out for there as well. And up, you're over on the tubes as well there. Good to see you there. And my username there, sorry about running late there. Had a bad headache, but I'm all good now and ready to spy the skies. I love it that you're in here. You don't have to apologise. It's good to see you in there. But hey, if you're not feeling up to it, never a problem there. You gotta listen to the body. Sometimes, you know, me yapping at you for 3 hours might not be the best for your headache, but good to see you now. I'm glad you're feeling better there. My username, so is this as well, actually. Maybe I'll go with is this. I'll try and remember that one now. Lee, Rio, Jolly, and Kate, and Laurelas, thank you guys.
Nom nom nom, thanks guys.
Thank you for feeding Alan there, who's starting to get tetchy. Appreciate that. It all goes back into the stream there. Same super chats, members, and patrons, all that sort of stuff. It goes in there, helping us improve what we do there. Josie is in. Good to see you there. And Rachel, and back to normal, I mean crappy. You can't have it both ways, Rachel. You can have those phenomenal Scottish landscapes that you have there, but you can't have good weather as well. Just be greedy, wouldn't it there? And Grim.
Nom nom nom, thanks guys.
Thank you for that there. Robert there. Rainbow City, capital of the underworld. Oh, I've not heard about that one before. Tell us more there. And Kate coming in with the shares there. Rachel, sea-free blue object. I'm a bit delayed to that, but good spotting. And Leo there. The videos we see in Phoenix was the flares, not the craft there. This is a big thing of it. You know, again, back in the day, not everybody had well, in fact, nobody had mobile phones, did they, for those things there? Video cameras were a lot less prevalent. They were quite big and cumbersome. There's rumours that there is some actual footage that somebody did record. But yeah, the majority of stuff, if not all of the stuff we're seeing, you're right there, is actually the flares, which were, and we know from record, that the military went up there suspiciously just afterwards and released those flares. So why would they do that just after a mass sighting? Maybe it was for that legitimacy there. They can say, no, it's us, we did the flares. Look, you can see it in the logbooks there. But was it Kurt Russell, the actor? He was one of the people that actually reported the sighting. He's a pilot, and he was flying, I think, his son to something over in Phoenix there, and he saw it from the point of view of being in an aircraft and reported it. And it was very, very strange, he said, from his point of view there. So, Ian, so what do you think that Miami Mall thing there with all the cops? I don't know about that one. There's lots of interesting accounts of it, but it's one of the many cases, isn't it, that we can't take it to the next level. There just isn't information to kind of prove or disprove, so it kind of goes into that very interesting anomalous area there. Again, like a lot of the stuff that we're going to see here tonight, how do we push it to that next level there? And back to there, Be Free, good spotting. M to the C, good to see you in tonight. How are you there? And helps the multi-mod. Yeah, she's got one device, per hand. I'm actually thinking it's like Professor X there. Just put the old on a helmet there and A-up mods, all platforms, all at once there from my mind. There. I'm following it all in B3. Good spotting, right. I'm a bit behind, but as I catch up with the chat, we'll have more opportunities to zoom in on those interesting ones. So keep it up there. Rachel coming in with, Kate coming in with the shares there. True, we do have you do have stunning landscapes up in Scotland, and Robert as well there. Have you seen the Majestic 12 Alien Recovery Manual? It's in PDF format. I haven't seen that. I've seen the other Majestic documents. I've heard about this, but you know what? I haven't actually looked at that one. And you know what? That is going to go on our list. It's going to go on our deep dive list to review that together. So every couple of weeks, as a thank you to our Patreons and soon to be YouTube members as well, we do a deep dive where we take a document, a leaked document related to the phenomena, or a whistleblower's account, something like that, and it's live and we all chat along and we read through it, and because it's a closed group, we have to keep introducing it so we can really get into the meat of it there. So if you do want to join us for the next one, it'll be this Friday, 8 PM UK time. We're looking at the Condign report. We're going to be reading deeper into that. You've got a link in our bio there, gives you it for free, so you can try it out there and watch all the past ones back there, and so it all goes into supporting the stream as well. But no, I'm definitely want to have a look at that. I haven't looked at it since. How do you feel if you've read it through? Do you think that that could be a plausible document there? Does it make sense? Because a lot of the Majestic 12 stuff does suspiciously fit, doesn't it? You know, the correct inks, the correct font types that are used, certain wording, and I think there's even would it be certain numbering that they're using? Don't know if it's document numbers or program numbers, whatever it is, that it turned out, and we only know it was declassified I think in the 90s, that it was the correct naming convention for those sorts of things for the CIA there as well. And Ben coming in there, Neil and Mr. Anomalous, thank you guys for feeding Alan
Nom nom nom. Thanks,
there,
guys.
and A-Up coming in with the super chats there. Thank you for that. I do appreciate that as well over in the tubes. It all goes back into the stream there. I missed the bright ones. That is half the problem, isn't it? There's a nice one on the screen now. It's not very bright, but keep an eye on that one. It seems to be quite small there. Official military PDF there. Oh, that gets my teeth going there. I really would love to have a look at that. I might have a sneaky look tonight after the stream there. Thank you for reminding me about that. I had heard about it, but totally off on my radar. There, Ben is in. How are you doing? Bradsky as well. Good to see you there. And Robert, it's legit there. I was in the army, and it's quite similar to the rates. See, it's little things like that, isn't it? That, again, that's your personal experience. And this is why this community is great. It's because people come in with all their different life experiences. In your case, it is, being able to draw upon your direct experience there, going, look, I've seen these manuals, I've seen so many of them. They have a way that they're written, and it's very difficult to fake that if you're just somebody on the outside, without that experience. So that is very interesting there. Just sound like a nerd group. It is a bit of a nerd group. They're the nerds that are keeping it all quiet though. Right, quickly back over to the tube. Let's see where we are in the chat there. Looks like the thunderstorm there too, Raph. Keep it up your way. And Scooby there. The saucer I saw for 20 minutes never glowed there, so maybe different craft do different things. That could well be it. It could maybe the propulsion system wasn't the same as well. It would make sense, wouldn't it? That to me anyway, that look, if there's one alien civilization, there's going to be many, many more. If it is possible to have advanced civilizations out there in the galaxy and the technology is available for them to travel and visit us here, as we strongly suspect or know that it is the case there, then there's going to be multiple, and they're going to have different designs, they're going to have different styles, different needs, different requirements, different resources on their planet, which will inform their technology and potentially their propulsion as well there. So very, very interesting there. Alan had his Nokia playing snakes and letters. He's very good at that. And as Ahab says there, don't forget to join the Discord and the Patreon there. Lots of videos, and there is so much on Discord, and it's free, guys, if you want to join us there. So you have a chat and share your experiences with the phenomenon. The whole community can see it there. Link in the bio for it there. We do a monthly movie club, which is pretty fun. We all sit down together and watch an alien-themed movie, which is currently being voted on, guys. So go pop into the movie club chat there and vote on what film we are going to be watching end of May for that one. But yeah, lots of stuff UFO related, so it's worth joining us over there as well there. And there, I'm getting hungry again there, Ralph. You made me buy ice cream whatever time that was the other night there. And there, a ghost of an alien seen in Tottenham Hotspur this morning, ground at 3 AM. Oh, where do you get the signs? That's pretty cool. That I like this update. The little spooky, there's been a sighting here, there. That it definitely needs to be like a Twitter announcement thing, like, just the punchy post there, latest updates. I need to see that there. And Scooby there, Majestic 12 is still active. It's just got a different secret name. Makes sense as well, and I imagine it'd probably be a few more people now, wouldn't it? But the idea of a secret organisation there, a handful of people at the top, top, making the decisions around the secrecy around the phenomena, the reverse engineering, the technology, and the truth of our reality, sadly. It does make a lot of sense to me there. Oh, raspberry cheesecake. I'm hungry for that one, Raf, there. And Susan Goff knows it. That name does ring a bell. Was that another flash? Are we getting close to the storm? We're going to have to run outside very, very soon and cover the camera there. RH, how are you doing? Good to see you in. And also there's, I am very intrigued with what Janice Walker is talking about on TikTok. Oh, I've not seen that one. What are they talking about there, Oslo? Let us know that one. And Robert, I'm a truck driver. I know where all the bases are in the UK. So I always think of ourselves here in the UK as a... It's like, you know, with the poor one versions, that, you know, the Americans got hundreds of fighter planes, we've got like 6, you know, that sort of thing. So I can't imagine. I've heard that we are still very deep into the UFO research, obviously privately, but we're much quieter, so there's less leaks there. But where would you say, Robert, that in the UK, I know there's rumours of various places, but where do you think would be the best fit for reverse engineering or even keeping that craft hidden here in the UK there? She mentions the Malaysian airplane that went missing. Oh yes, ML 3, oh my god, what was it? 270, 370, ML 370, something like that, wasn't it? Yeah. I mean, some people do mention there could be a connection there with teleportation things. I don't know. I'm not fully on that road yet, but I mean, when I've heard people talking about it, it sounds very, very interesting there. Or Strange Hills, where's that? There. And when did 3 a.m. become the new midnight? What do you mean? It's going to be as it rolls in, as it gets darker later, Kate. We're going to be on there till the crazy time there. Oh, you spotted the flash in A2 there, red flash. I'll try and keep my eyes out for that. Then we'll zoom in on the anomalous stuff there. Kendo is in as well there. And also there, plasma, quantum, folding space and time there. Nuclear and Malaysia flight, the cryptographic and number theory. Oh, I've not heard of the last one on that. But all of those things are connected, probably heavily related to the phenomena there as well. Right, let's red flash. Let's have a look. A2. Let's zoom in on some of these. Where is A2? Is this square here?
Zoom mode activated.
I'm just going to try and yeah, I need to bear with me 2 seconds. I need to mess around. I'm going to move the screens. I'm going to just see if I can tweak the brightness on here, because this sometimes will allow us to go a little bit darker. No, it's not doing it tonight. No, it's not doing it. Hold on, can I do that one? No, it's not giving us any advantage there, but I'm just going to tweak that. Now we'll go back to the other window. There we go. Oh, as it's getting a bit darker there, the tracker is kicking in. Now, there's flash in this sort of area. Actually, look, there's our friend here. There is Vega, this star here. Now, you can't see the beautiful purple much, but this one, as the months roll in, this is actually going to be right bang in the middle of our screen, and it is so big and so bright and so purple there. So I'm looking forward to seeing Vega again. That was our companion for the stream there. Brad, oh, I missed the cowboy hat. Hat for a hat. Thank you for that one there. Oh, red orb moved across A2. Lee, right, what's the time on that one? 47 minutes, 6 seconds. I'm going to try and see if we can find that one in the recording of that one later. Could be very, very interesting there. And where are we? Back over to the tubes there. The lifts are to the right. Anyway, right, let's see where we can zoom in on tonight. We've got a nice bright one up here.
Zoom mode activated.
My attempt to make the screen contrast better did not work. But again, these objects, there you go, it's getting, that's a nice track on that one. Look, it's very aligned there. It will still lose it, I'm sure, at some point. But yeah, so these objects, again, they're reflecting that sun's light. Oh, you can see it diverging. So it's getting further away from the line. So it didn't predict the straight line properly there, and therefore it's going to get to a point where it's further away and it'll go red, thinking it's anomalous, when really it just didn't predict the line correctly. But we'll follow this one for a little bit there. So again, these objects up here are just reflecting the sun's light back to us down here on Earth. Any object up there, be it a man-made satellite, a bit of space junk, maybe it's an alien, maybe it's the Black Knight satellite there, things that are rumoured to be, or it's ET flying from A to B. they're gonna look very, very, very similar to us. So we're waiting for that rare occasion, and I don't know if it's 1 in 10 or 1 in 100 or maybe less than that, but you know, when ET is flying there in a straight line from A to B, but realizes he's left the gas on and has to do a handbrake turn, the interstellar handbrake turn, right on the screen over the camera. Now, what are the chances of that? Now, it happens, but it is much rarer. So we might be seeing these objects up now. There might be ET's craft. They're just bouncing that light back down to us, but it's gonna, if it looks the same as a satellite, we can't say otherwise. But hopefully it's still a bit washed out, the colour on this one. Well, at least the camera's working somewhat tonight, because last night it was not having it at all. So luckily it turned out to be cloudy there. You'll have to allow the time it took me to type it. And there is a bit of a delay as well, Lee. So it's not all there. It's the delay's worse for the tubes. There, GWAC, how are you doing? Good to see you in there. So guys, if you're just joining us tonight, we are doing a live UFO, a UAP, a Skywatch tonight. Kind of live from Wiltshire in the UK, which is right in the heart of crop circle country and just down the road from Stonehenge. So a very ancient and mystical landscape here. Long history of the phenomena, the weird and wonderful in these skies. So keep your eyes peeled there. We're going to zoom in on the good stuff. We've got the grid to let us know if you spot anything there. But yeah, keep your eyes on the movement there. Look, we've just got another one that's come in here, so we're going to be needing to see it stop dead,
Zoom mode activated,
change its course, its speed, sit behind the target there. Oh, look, it lost it and thought that was it. But yeah, we need to see it stop dead, change its speed, change its course, its trajectory, something like that, that will tell us that it is not one of the many man-made satellites that is up there now. Anomalous flashing, or flashing itself can be anomalous, but satellites can also appear to flash to us, so it's not as much of a slam dunk, but it is still worth checking out there. So if you're seeing that, and coloration as well can be another giveaway. But do say hello if you're new here, let us know where you're watching from. Ask any questions, there's no silly questions here, so do ask away there. Would love to hear from it there if you've had an experience with the phenomena too. But also remember, we do something like this every night, so make sure you're following or subscribed, whatever it is or wherever you are there, and that way you'll get those notifications hopefully when we go live. Excuse me. So yeah, hopefully get those notifications. We do go live pretty much every night there, so if it's a clear night like tonight, there you go, this one's coming in. Don't think it's got the tracking right on that one, although it seems to be following. But yeah, if it's a clear night like tonight, then we're doing a live UFO UAP Skywatch. If it's a cloudy night, then we get the dish out and we listen out for potential alien radio signals coming in from amongst the stars there. So yeah, make sure you're joining us on our quest for evidence of the highly strange. Let's zoom in on this one here. Just coming up there. Tracking along nicely, not too bad of an alignment there. Tracker seems to be getting, a lot of it is that contrast in the earlier part of the night there. It is deviating, so it probably will go red. Oh no, it wasn't me that jumped, it just totally lost it. But anyway, keep following. That's a slower one. So most of the satellites, they're very roughly and imprecisely at the similar sort of speed, because they're falling to Earth there in a big circle. And GWAC, thank you for the gifts.
Nom nom nom.
And feeding Alan there. I do appreciate that. All goes back into the stream. But yeah, falling to Earth, they're roughly at a consistent speed. Some appear slower and some appear faster. Normally, because of their altitude there. So it's a rough rule of thumb. It's definitely not true in all cases there, but as a guide to roughly visualize what's going on there is, you know, the closer, if you're doing this speed here, you know, 1,000 miles an hour, whatever it is there, it's a lot more than that, but, you know, if it's closer in the orbit, it's going to look a lot faster, isn't it, than the same speed but on a bigger circle there. So that's a rough rule of thumb, kind of giving us a feeling for the altitude that some of these craft may be there. And Simon, thank you for the likes. I see them popping up there. I can't see who it is over on the tubes there, but thank you guys. Do appreciate all of that, as it is the likes, the shares, all that sort of stuff that helps us reach more and more like-minded people like yourselves there. You never know who's going to come in and what they're going to share about the phenomena, helping us understand our place in the universe, how it all might work, and all that sort of stuff there. So we're not delayed, we're on the hip place of brilliant minds. I'm the YouTube man. I feel it. I'm more of a YouTube person, but there is a slight delay, sadly. Kate coming in with the shares there, and loving the stickers there. But yeah, so keep your eyes to the skies tonight, because there is lots of activity over. Oh, they got another one popping up on the screen there. Looks to be a reasonable lot. Oh, there's a faint one there as well, and a faint one there, and a faint one. Oh God, the more you look, the more you see just flying around. It is so active I wonder how the night vision's going to, the infrared is going to perform tomorrow night, hopefully. So yes, we have been saying for a very long time that we are at some point going to upgrade this camera and basically look in the infrared, because the phenomena is apparently very, very active in the infrared. Oh, that's a bright
activated.
one. There we go. Look at this one. And it's minty fresh as well. That minty blue coloration to it. Very different to some of the other ones that we see there as well. Look at that. In fact, I'm grateful the tracker got lost then, because look at the different coloration of that one. Now, is that just because it is closer and therefore brighter? But you look at the whiteness of these stars versus the blue hue that we have got to something like that. Very, very interesting. What could it be? Keep your eyes on it there as we zoom out there, because we're looking for it to stop dead, change its course, its trajectory, anything like that there. And GWAG, thank you for the shares there and the gifts up the top there. And Kate as well. This is the bit where you casually flick the cursor all over the screen and we all get excited. That's the bit for no reason. You've got to keep you on your toes, haven't we, guys? And we were like a breakfast club over here where all the cool kids hang out. The problem is nowadays you're the busier channel on the Tube. The Tubes was the quiet place for a while, but the Tubes is normally now doing at least double. The TikTok, you've taken over, you've invaded there. Oh, Scooby, what's the last one? Let me scroll up. Where did we get to there, Scooby? Where did Scooby... Oh my god, I missed a few there. Bright and purple Vega there, Maya. Yeah, I do miss Vega. Remember fondly from last summer there. Have missed seeing the purple one A up there. And oh no, I did that one. Where's Scooby's last message there? Oh, I saw the Susan. Is it Susan Goff one there? So tell us more about Susan Goff there. Was it? Oh, Control. Oh no, I didn't know. This was another one, wasn't it? There. Where are we? Controls all classified releases in the United States. They're all very interesting. So do we think that we're going to be releasing something of interest to us soon? It does feel like we are on the cusp of some form of official recognition for this sort of stuff there. Exactly, Raf, screw the talk. And Victor there, did you mention Kurt Russell earlier there? I came in just as the Phoenix UFO was mentioned. Yes, I think it was Kurt Russell. Good ears are there, Victor. But yes, so Kurt Russell, I think it was Kurt Russell, basically was a private pilot and was, I think, flying his son into Phoenix for, I don't know, event, some sort of engagement his son was going to. And as they were approaching, they saw the lights in the sky and they called it in to the control tower, mentioned it there. He landed and reported it and then just forgot all about it. And funnily enough, it was years later, he was watching a TV, or he came in to his house and his wife was watching something on the TV, one of these documentary things that, you remember them from Discovery Channel in the 90s. And it was on the Phoenix light and he just kind of caught the line that, and a private pilot reported seeing this and this, and it kind of just clicked for him. Went, that was me. I'm the one that reported that, and he hadn't thought about it since. It just kind of drifted from his memories, and something quite substantial like that. Why would that just disappear from your memory? But we hear a lot of similar accounts, and so somebody in our community has a story just like that. A big strange event happened, and then immediately after, just gone until, bringing up and talking this day, the connection gets made there. So something about the phenomena that causes people to do that. Or is it the phenomena, or is it just a weird trick of how our brains work there? He's on the spectrum. Raf, sad truth is we all are if we're in here. And there it is, exactly, yeah. Yes, Kurt Russell also witnessed the Phoenix light. Exactly, and I thought that was pretty cool there. Was flying his son, that was it, yeah. But the fact that he'd forgotten about it, and even he himself, he said that's weird that he'd forgotten it. Oh, look, another blue one here. Let's have a zoom in on that one.
Zoom mode activated.
Again, minty fresh here. There it is, coming in. Look at that one. That is very different, isn't it? That blue hue. Again, if it is just reflected light coming back there, why do we see such a distinct and different colours? Oranges, reds, greens, and blues. Like, even that's fading out. It's still giving us the blue hue. I need to learn a little bit more about light, I think, to confirm if there's something strange. Because you look at this one, again, that's similar sort of brightness to what it was. Very different there. So it's, that's flashing out, getting a bit brighter. Is that a flasher? It is, it's a flasher. Hey, guys, we got a flasher.
Anomalous object Confirmed.
So what's happening, again, satellites can appear to flash to us from up there. And what's happening is, where's my UFO? I keep dropping. Already snapped the antenna off the top. So basically, normally they're flying along like this, and they're reflecting that light back down to us as they're in their orbit. But the flashes basically means whatever that is as if it's tumbling, if it's rotating, there, look, you see it catches the light on that rotation there, just about there, and then it goes to a less reflective, more reflective, going to flash back, less reflective, more reflective, less reflective. So basically it's doing that. And now most modern satellites are designed to point one way. Their solar panels to power the damn thing need to be pointing to the sun, and their antennae, if they're a communication satellite, needs to be pointing down to Earth. If it's a spy satellite, that camera lens needs to be pointed down to Earth, or it's not doing its job. So it either means that the thing is, on its last legs, it's on its way out there, and normally it's broken, essentially. So it's always interesting to follow the flashing ones there. So not necessarily conclusive proof of something anomalous, but still quite interesting. Kate, if Alan didn't thank you,
thanks, guys.
thank you for feeding him tonight. There, and Kate coming in with the shares, GWAC 2 there. There is the bit where you... Oh, no, I've done that one. I must have fallen behind there tonight. Oh, night, GWAC. Thank you for joining us again there. And I like the Vega. It's creeping into the come. I'm returning. Vega, we need entrance music for Vega, don't we? Like the wrestling matches. Somebody figure out all we need. Because honestly, guys, when Vega is in the middle of the screen there for us, it is so big and so bright. Everybody comes and goes, what's that big bright purple one? What's the big bright because it is big and it is bright. And it's stunning to see that. Shannon, how are you doing? Good to see you there. Kate coming in with the shares as well. And Lee, why would it be a bright red? That can't be reflected. That's what I would think, Lee. Like some of these colours that we are seeing, it really does make you question it, doesn't it? It's just the distinctness, especially when you're seeing like a deep red. So I missed the one from earlier, but we've definitely seen some real deep oranges. And the only thing there that I can think of is shooting stars. They're burning up with the friction, the heat of the atmosphere. But like the odd one that we saw that time, because we see lots of shooting stars, it was across the whole screen. It didn't burn up, didn't burn out. It was very, very strange. So maybe that is pointing to it being a little bit stranger there. That maybe it's emitting its own light rather than reflecting it. Therefore not a satellite. I wonder what we'll see tomorrow night in the infrared there. Heard of the Immaculate Constellation? Yes. So Immaculate Constellation, that was the briefing document, wasn't it? Was it Matthew Brown was one that claimed to have seen when he was working the intelligence services there, and it was had lots of information in it and some images that were quite interesting there. Did anyone ever explain Immaculate Constellation? I still have no idea what it is. So yeah, basically it was this document that he saw that had lots of information about the UFOs. Again, that's a very poor interpretation of what it was there, but somebody will give us the specifics there. And Simon, thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from tonight then? If you're not following us, remember, make sure you are following, subscribed, whatever it might be, wherever you are, because that way you get those notifications when we go live there. And we will be on tomorrow night there. Hopefully it will be another Skywatch. And if the clouds and the stars literally align, it'll be in the infrared, which is going to be really interesting because the phenomena itself is reportedly very active in the infrared light spectrum. What we don't see with the human eye, and currently with this camera, this will open up a whole new way of hunting to us there. So that should be the debut tomorrow if all goes to plan there. The Rocky theme tune is Vega. I'm thinking something more feminine for Vega there, powerful. What's the Wonder Woman soundtrack? There in Scooby, they're all planes. Oh, wait, no, wait, I've missed a few there. 37 likes, people. I'm going to say, yeah, Raf's going to be on your back there. Go on, like away, because that is, again, how we meet all of you guys, and is how, as I said, we hear all of those awesome individual accounts of the phenomena. Look at that tracking, perfectly aligning itself. That's pretty cool to see, isn't it? And it won't be on screen all the time. There gets losing a few now. But the alignment's perfect there. But yeah, we appreciate all the likes and shares, guys. It's how we meet you all. It's how we hear all of your individual accounts of the phenomena. That is the one thing I would say that has the most changed my understanding of the phenomena, is hearing all of your individual accounts. And there we are. Scooby there. All planes have flashing strobes, and some have red and blue flashing, and some are constant. So I don't know the blue. I've not heard of the blue ones. I don't have like the red ones, don't they? White, sometimes green as well for the navigation points and things like that. But what we have to remember as well, at this altitude, if we see when the planes go across, so we would tend to If it's that small, it's probably not going to be a plane there, but it is a good thing to consider, I suppose, with it there. And Victor, I was at the same UFO in Phoenix in March 1997. Oh, you saw it there, and I was staying at the Scottsdale Hilton Hotel there. I was a British Airways cabin crew member, and we had arrived that afternoon from Heathrow on a DC-10. Now, first-hand account there, Victor, of the Phoenix lights there. So, what was that like to see there? Could you just see the lights? Could you see, some people reported maybe a craft behind that, you know, and the lights were attached to it there, but it was dark. Apparently, again, they released those flares later on as maybe a bit of a cover. Did you see the flares after the main event there? How was that to experience it? And is that something, being, you know, in the air industry there, did you keep that to yourself? Because a lot of people say they don't talk about this sort of stuff professionally because of the stigma and the pushback that can happen. So a plane can be red or green there, depending on which wing is pointing towards. So that is true. That is true. So normally when the planes come over, they are quite big on there, but we have to account for that because it's probably going to be a grey middle ground for it there. Red green, but that's what we call that. And this time. At this time, our aircraft was flying a shuttle to San Diego and back there. Now that's a pretty cool to be able to say you've seen the Phoenix lights yourself there firsthand. I wouldn't mind seeing a sighting like that. And where are we in the TikTok chat there? Unacknowledged special access programs there, USAPs, created in 2017. You don't actually know. Get on it there, Kate. And especially after New York Times expose of the A-tip program there, designed to consolidate and suppress data. So that is very interesting, isn't it? Because it is these official programs that don't really appear to be doing what they say they're meant to be doing, looking into the phenomena. The current one, is it Arrow? That one appears to be more about collecting the potential whistleblowers and silencing them. And hasn't the Arrow website actually been taken offline at the minute, which is quite interesting. So either they have been dissolved, or they are about to get a nice flash new redesign there. Could go either way there. Get it sorted for you. Thank you, Shannon. How are you doing? Where are we? Oh, I don't know. Wonder Woman's a bit of a flake there. Vega is our leader. Don't tell Helen. These little antennae I picked up then, Kate. So that's a probing, he says. Says, damn your passport. Damn to hell there. And when all there, have you seen the Melinda Messenger interview and footage she took of orbs? No. Oh God, Melinda Messenger. I would not have associated with the UFO sightings. Who was it? Was it Bez as well from the? I think it was Bez, wasn't it? That actually was a UFO guy. And there's somebody else. It's weird, isn't it, when there's like a mainstream celebrity turns out to be actually quite into UFOs there. No, I haven't seen that. Orbs are very interesting. We'll be hopefully dipping into those on our next deep dive, which, guys, remember, is going to be this Friday. It's over on the Patreon there. And if you haven't used the free month there, you can use the link in our bio to get a month. So you'll be able to join us for free for that one and watch another one as well later on in the month and watch all the past ones back if that is your cup of tea. But we're going to be reading through the Condign report there. We've done the first part of it, but we're going to be reading through the second part, which is really interesting. It's the British government's roll of the dice. I think it's the late 90s, early noughties, into the phenomena there, and it's actually a really interesting report there. It's not a whitewash at all by the looks of it, and apparently part of the conclusion there, so what made me think of it, is that basically we need to look into these plasma orbs. There seems to be a sentient life going on there, so definitely join us for that one. It will be over on the Patreon though. We'll really get into the meat of the phenomena, but the link in bio for that one there. And Joris, how are you doing there? Why won't they just tell us about the aliens? It's a very, very good question. Tick Tick, how are you doing? Thank you for the gifts there. Appreciate it. All goes back into the stream. Gifts, subs, patrons, and super chats there. But yeah, good question. Why don't they tell us about the aliens? There are many theories of why. Some of them is just, purely they want to keep the information to themselves.
Zoom mode activated.
Another one is that they don't want to let the enemy know there. So if Russia, that's a very slow one out there. Look at that one trickling along. But yeah, they don't want the Russians or the Chinese that may have their own craft, their own reverse engineering program. We don't want to tell them too much because maybe the bits that we've discovered are the missing. Where did that one go? Oh, there it is. The missing puzzle piece for them. Also, there's a big school of thought that basically say we couldn't handle it, the thought of aliens. It would just disrupt religion and organized society, which I think is horseshit. So Yeah, there are lots of reasons potentially why. One of my, I say favourite in a sort of a poetic sense, but not that I really want it to be the case there. But what if it is a truth too terrible to be told? And I mean, maybe it's something like we are in a simulation and they can turn the experiment off. Maybe we were crafted by aliens, you know, as for a certain purpose, and they're coming back to end the experiment there. Maybe there is, or maybe it's just simply, yes, there's aliens, yes, they're coming, and there's nothing we can do about it. Occasionally they take people, cattle, whatever, you know. And I don't necessarily think that is fully the case with it all, but you know, maybe there is an answer like that you know, they just, you know, don't think we can handle there. But there's many potential reasons why there. Whatever reality is, though, I do believe that we just need to know. We need to know whatever the truth is there, because reality has a habit of coming through there. And Shannon, I missed all the meteors the other night. Oh, we saw a few, but it wasn't crazy, actually. It wasn't crazy for us there. A little greedy there, I'm safe. The clone isn't, though. She can have my punishments. She might enjoy them. There. Greedy. He's greedy as well, though, isn't he? Oh, was that a blue flash in C2? Right, C2. So keep an eye. See if we can see a repeat of that one. Good spotting, Rachel. I think we're already using alien technology. Well, they do say that there is we may well be. Things like microchips there. Velcro was one of them. Is it nitinite, tritonite, something like that? It's a metal, a memory metal. They do things directly taken from Roswell, and the scientists that are on the patent for that particular metal literally said on his deathbed, yeah, we based that metal on recovery material from Roswell. So, you know, maybe it's already seeded in to certain degrees there. And I like to think it's for military reasons. It could well be. I think there's a lot of those. Or maybe it's part of all of it, you know. There's lots of reasons there of possible why. But I do think we need to know whatever that news is there. Where are we? Over on the tubes. Let's catch up. Bright moon tonight up the road in Bristol. It's quite bright for us here tonight, and that's probably where we're getting that nice, what's nice, the white, it's a bit whitewashed out over there. There's a little bit of that light still coming through, doing our night vision in it up there. The moon is beautiful, but it does destroy our night vision, so we're probably on a 6 or 7 out of 10 for clarity tonight there. The stars can get much more beautiful than this with it there. And Scooby there, how long is this going to stay on tonight there? Scooby, good question. Probably around midnight. So what's that, another hour or so tonight? Because again, I've got to get on a train to sunny Bristol tomorrow, and I'm not very good at keeping to my times. The next day, I saw the pilots at breakfast, and they had picked up the UFO on the aircraft's radar there. Phoenix, Sky Harbor ATC were diverting aircraft around the slow-moving UFO. Now that is an angle I hadn't heard, and that is phenomenal. So guys, if you come in recently there, we're talking with Victor here over on our Tubes community, who was personally there, personally witnessed the Phoenix Lights incident there, I think it's 94, and basically saying, you know, what that was like to experience it, but also being aircrew at the time, and just as we're reading there, was talking with the pilots afterwards there, and it was on radar. So there were radar sightings of this craft, enough that required them to move and divert aircraft around. Now, very interesting. I wonder what the radar profile of it was there. Was it one of those triangular craft? Was it a boomerang there? Sean Ryder has seen a UFO. Really? That Sean Ryder, that might be who I was thinking of it there, actually. Yeah, so it always blows my mind there. Danny Dyer is another one. That's... Can you imagine Danny Dyer having a full-on close encounter of the third kind? You know, like, bloody hell. That would be... Oh, I'd love to see that one there. Mayor coming in with the hashtags, thank you for that there. And memory metal is a thicker version of potato chip bag there. Actually, to a degree. But this is the interesting thing there. I mean, there are, like with the microchip stuff, there is a very interesting and compelling case to be saying that actually no, there is the precursors for this within science there. There are the earlier versions. You can trace the prototyping back through there. So not all of them will obviously be the case, but some of them are. I think in particular the memory metal one was interesting because again it came from a lab, one of those government labs, though you'd totally expect this sort of stuff to be leaked by there. But if you're just joining us, we're doing the live UFO UAP Skywatch tonight there. So give us a follow because we do this basically every night. Clear nights, we do this. cloudy nights, we do the alien radio signal hunt, searching the hydrogen line. That's the channel on the dial that scientists theorize that if ET is out there, this is where we'd most likely hear that message. Hello, is anybody else out there? It's where we've heard the wow signal and such in the past. So yes, if you're following or subscribe, whatever it might be where you are, you will get those notifications, fingers crossed, when we go live. But we should be on tomorrow as well, again with another Skywatch. Let me just double check what the weather plan is for tomorrow. Not that you can trust it here too much in the UK. Whilst Tuesday was looking, tomorrow is looking to be quite clear. So yeah, hopefully the infrared things will arrive as well, and we can do some infrared sky watching there, see more of the potential phenomena there. Raf, Danny Adaya has done a whole documentary. What? Why have I not been made aware of this? I need to see that. What was it called? Right, back over to the TikTok then. And my username. Oh, I sent something on the Discord group. A photo and a video. Let's have a look. See if I can spot that one. Let's have a look. Oh, which one? Oh, I think you did see that. Where is it? Nellis Air Force footage. Wait there. I've just seen that one up. I need to remember to come back to that one. That looks very interesting there. Oh, Carl! Oh, man. I think the Cardassians have less glamorous holidays than that, Carl. That is pretty awesome. Well done for that one. Oh! Hello. So, it's me there. So, anyone know what sort of constellation this is? All right, immediately, that looks far too bright to be a constellation. Especially, like, if I was seeing that constellation that bright, if it was stars, I'd expect to see other stars behind it. And that spread, I mean, immediately doesn't look like Saturn. That's a very interesting one. So, guys, if you are on our Discord, go take a look at that one. Oh, and some more images there as well. Very interesting as well. That's a Jupiter. So, but, oh, I mean, maybe it could be, but that's... When we zoom in, we see other stars there. So definitely, guys, link in the bio if you do want to join the Discord. We're just looking at some of the images that you guys have sent there. Very interesting phenomena there. Thank you for putting that one in there. Is this? And where are we? There. Scroll through. No, I can't spell, and I have sausage fingers. Well, welcome to the club there, Rachel. And Phil, thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from tonight there? And hello, do you believe... also, do you know how to tell a difference between a drone and a star? So good question there. Well, mostly the stars aren't moving at the same sorts of speeds. But if you're talking about a drone maybe being stationary, so when we've seen drones before, the way that the camera is zoomed in, there is like a real difference in brightness. So it's not a hard line, but most drones have navigation lights, and there is a difference in colour between them. They can turn them off if it's a custom drone or somebody's playing silly buggers, etc. But yeah, you tend to see the difference, just like when we see the planes go over and stuff. The hardest thing that we have to filter out is the satellites, the man-made satellites. There's so many of them up there, and they are reflecting that sunlight back to us so we can see them. The same as if a UFO is going to be flying around there from A to B. So we can only really say something is anomalous there by its behavior. If on those rare occasions it does do something strange, something a satellite just can't do, like stop dead, shoot off its speed, change its course, its trajectory, anything like that there. So keep your eyes peeled for that strange movement there, and that's the stuff we're going to zoom in on there. And Shannon, I don't even look at while I'm typing half the time there. Just go for it, Shannon. That's fine. It's fine here. Plus, some of yours are absolutely gold there. And I there, thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from tonight? Again, if you're new here, guys, do say hello. Let us know where you're all watching from tonight, where in the world you're joining us from. How do you feel about the UFO phenomena? Have you got any questions? Ask away. No silly questions here, there. And Joris, many different life forms out there, but which ones do you think visit Earth? Well, that is another question on this. Like, the more we are looking, the more evidence for life being absolutely abundant across the universe. There are lots of potential biosignatures. In fact, in astrobiology, they're now getting so many potential biosignatures on these planets. They do just think life is going to be absolutely abundant. Now, not all of that life is going to be complex, and not all of that life, again, subdividing it down, is not going to be civilizations there. But the universe is very old. There's been plenty of occasions for life to arise and be far more advanced than we are. And therefore, if the technology is possible, as we do think it is, doesn't break physics to have a warp drive, as we've said before. But, is it possible to traverse these vast distances there? Now, how many? I mean, I think, again, it could just be like a ridiculous number, but logic would dictate, wouldn't it, that it would be the closest by systems that are habitable that would have the highest increase. You're going to see your neighbours more often, aren't you, there, because they are closer by. And lo and behold, lots of the lore does talk about beings from closer by star system there. Oi, oi, how are you doing? Shannon shared the live. Good to see that one again there. And Lee, I can't wait to see the infrared working. I take it you managed to get the cable. It's not on the roof yet. It's going to be delivered tomorrow, and I'm going to have to shimmy out there immediately as I get off the train after work tomorrow to try and get that one all tested and connected. So as long as it does show up, but Amazon's normally quite good. So yeah, we got that one yesterday. I wasn't expecting the camera to work today at all. I think it's on its last legs, guys. So... and that isn't a replacement I can't pull out my arse, sadly. So we'll have to be using the infrared if this one does go. But, oh look, the sky is getting much darker now, isn't it? Look, you can already see a much better contrast. And you see much more purple of Vega, the big bright purple one there. But yeah, hopefully tomorrow is going to be an interesting one looking in the infrared there. And what are all those sphere-shaped silver ball things that have been posted over TikTok there? Are they real or AI? Shannon, good question. I think most likely, in this day and age, majority of them probably will be AI, but I wouldn't call all of them. That has been something that has been reported for a very, very long time. And if you are either an advanced civilization there, I mean, they look very proby to me. Not in the Alan late at night probing sense, but like as a probe. I mean, if you think of what Sputnik, our first man-made satellite, looked like, that looked very much like these spheres.
Zoom mode activated.
It is definitely probably what you would expect to see as an alien probe or monitoring device there. And again, lots of people have seen them over the years. They're by no means new, so I reckon there could be something to it, but I imagine, again, in this day and age there, people will latch on, and there will be a mix and a flurry of legitimate and illegitimate amongst them as well there. Oh, the record just moved from A3 to A4. Okay. Is it still on the screen? Is it static now? Where's... I can't see it on this big one, but that is very anomalous there, especially if it just did that bit there. And Ben, you should live stream it. You're falling off the roof there trying to go. Well, I'm definitely going to film it, and I'll put it in the Discord so you guys can see how unglamorous it is behind the scenes here, having to shuffle out of the window that with my current stomach is quite difficult to do. Very humiliating, and yeah, there'll be a video of that on the Discord there. So if there ever was an excuse to join, it'd be to watch me humiliate myself there, shuffling out through the window onto the roof to run this cable for you guys. Then Shannon, my little brother saw one on TV and asked, how would aliens fit into a tiny silver ball? You know what, that is actually a good shout, and sometimes it is, you need that outside viewpoint with these things. But somebody did say to me actually the other day, and it's like one of these one-off fleeting comments, boof and gone, and they said, have you ever considered aliens being much, much smaller? And I went, what? I don't think I have. Hand-size aliens or thumb-size aliens. I don't think I have. I mean, is there anything that would, stop it? Obviously it wouldn't be evolutionarily advantageous to us here on Earth, but maybe in their environment. Maybe they are very, very wee there. Oh, it moved off, Lee. Good spotting for that one. I'm going to review the recording for this and see if I can spot that one, the one you've got earlier there. And Bradsky there, I finally made myself an alien profile pic. Welcome to the club. You've fully descended into the tinfoil hat club now there, Brad, if you wasn't already there. So, right, back over to the tubes. Let's see where we are there. Thank you for waiting patiently, guys. I am across a couple of different chats tonight, so I'm having to do it A and B and A and B. But I do want to hear what you've got to say there. And I can't remember, it was after his Football Factory film. He done loads with things, hanged out with the SAS dude, and I'm pretty sure clips and stuff are still knocking around. I'm going to have to look out for that, the Danny Dyer UFO show there. Now, that is the content I didn't know I needed, but I definitely do. And Victor there is no doubt the Phoenix UFO was real there. 2 flight crews saw it, including 2 pilots and the flight engineer on the airborne DC-10 flying in from San Diego. So that is it, having those direct contacts. So this is the thing, it's like over the years there's probably loads more sightings along those lines there, loads more people whose stories just did not get out, did not get circulated. The media kept it quiet there for the powers that be, and we live in an age now where, just like you're telling us this account here now, and we can share it, and immediately there's a few hundred people that are going to hear that story that probably didn't hear that part of it before, because I hadn't heard that. But that is phenomenal. God, I'd love to hear one of the crews that witnessed that and stuff that saw it. But how was it visually to you? Was it the lights that you could see, or could you see that craft shape to it there? Did they say what it looked like on radar as well? And as Maya says there, make sure you subscribe as well, because we do something like this every night. Tomorrow we're going to be playing with the infrared, hopefully, and that's going to be very, very interesting there, and hopefully get the notification when we go live. But if those likes and the shares, I can see the tapping away in the hearts there, they do help us reach more and more like-minded people like yourselves there, or like Victor coming in here sharing a personal account with the phenomena that we wouldn't, and I definitely haven't heard anywhere else there. Scooby, a moment of silence for David Wilcott there. I can't quite manage the silence once I'm rolling, but definitely condolences, I think, as well. And everybody that's sadly been caught up in that recent spate of the scientists that are going missing, and sometimes worse there. Hydrate, thank you for the reminder. Maya there, night, thank you for joining us, as always. Good to have you in. Rest up and we'll see you later. Hopefully your back isn't too out of place there. And Land of the Giants TV series, we are very, very small in comparison, and maybe it is the reverse of that. I mean, I've heard of larger aliens. Yeah, they talk about on the Martian side of things humanoids, but being 7, 8, 9 foot tall or more, don't they? And pocket aliens, yes. It's a whole merchandising line there, up with the latest kid craze there, with a little spaceship to boot. I mean, Alan is pocket-sized, isn't it? And he's small, but he is packed full of trouble. Let's have a quick look back to where we were on the TikTok. Where did we get off into the chat? Batteries not included. Oh, God. Yes, that was one of my favourite childhood films. I love that. And you know what? Why is that not on our bloody movie club list? I wonder if that is going to be somewhere. That's got to be somewhere to watch on streaming service. If you haven't seen Batteries Not Included, you're missing out. That is going on our movie club to watch at some point soon there. That is a brilliant film there. And Lee, please let me know what you think. Oh, wait, what was that? Did you put something in? What was that for? And Rachel, just seen something disappear in A4. Oh, that's where I think Brad spotted something as well there. And yeah, not normally one to share my ugly muck online. I know the feeling there, Brad. I know the feeling. The irony is, I'm one of these people that came off of social media a few years ago. Deleted my Facebook and my Instagram and all that sort of stuff. Trying to get a bit of mental health space there. But I'm not particularly interested in being public. I like to be the person behind the curtain. I like to keep myself to myself a lot of the time. The irony then of doing this stream and having to be public with it there, and it's this as well there. And thanks for looking there. Those photos I really appreciate you sending them, because it is, again, it's this community, this to and fro that we have here that really is, it's rare. And that is the most important part. The sharing of ideas, the offering things up, so we can always say, piece this puzzle together there. So we do appreciate you for that. Whether, guys, it's questions or tapping away or just quietly lurking in the background, it is very much appreciated there. And the bat, the Kurt Russell, the actor, saw the Phoenix Lights, and he was flying at the time there coming into land. He did, and I only heard about that very, very recently there. But the thing that really interested me in that story is that he was surprised by this, is that he forgot about it immediately afterwards. Didn't really talk about it after the initial sighting and reporting. It's only when he heard it on TV he went, that was me there, which, and we hear about that so much in the phenomena as well, don't we? And have I been neglecting Alan's gifts there? Ben, Tick, Grim, Oslo, and Lee as well.
Nom nom nom.
Thank you for feeding, guys. Alan. All goes back into the stream as well there. Where is my cursor? There it is. Let's get that one sorted there. And have you seen the fourth? I don't think I actually have yet. We need to add that one to our movie club list there. The red orb, that was it. Oh, it's late. No, it was you with the one there that spotted it. Where are we? Back over on the tubes there. And like that little alien the boy kept in the flight. Oh, that's a good point, actually. Yeah, he was quite wee, wasn't he? In Flight Navigator. That's one we need to add to our movie club list there. And Vinny, how are you doing? Good to see you there. And I'm sure many people can feel the agreement with your hashtag there, and definitely it was a great movie. Batteries Not Included, definitely underappreciated. The compliance. Oh, I just saw something there. Victor, you could make out the outline of the shape there. There was maybe 20 lights along each side. There are tapes taken by a Skycam air traffic control of the radar images, and no one's seen them since. About right, isn't it there? Oh, that is phenomenal. That large as well. That's got to give you some sort of feeling there. Rumours around that Dr. Stephen Greer is a shape-shifting reptilian. I mean, he's definitely a sod, isn't he? He's a strange one. You know what? He's got that sort of face that you could believe it, couldn't you? There. Yeah, he even dismissed it. So yeah, that's the funny thing, isn't it? Though, isn't it? That he just didn't see it. So we've had somebody, I remember because he's a family member in our community, that just didn't remember an event until being in here and went, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I have had a sighting, and it was a good one. And they shared it here as well. There and Liberty there. I filmed the drones over RAF Lakenheath in 2024. There, love to see this kind of stuff. And thank you there, Liberty, and thank you for doing the work and recording that sort of stuff. Is it out and about? I'd love to see it there. So the drones over Lakenheath there. From your experience, how did you feel that? How did that come across to you at the time? What's your assumption of what could be going on? Are we feeling that this is probably NHI sort of drones there? There's something strange about it. It doesn't quite feel like the drones we see day to day. Possibly maybe other military behaviour, secret military stuff, or is it UFOs that we're mistaking for drones? I'd love to hear your thoughts directly from your experience there. I'm popping back over to the TikTok quickly. And Agent X, how are you doing? Thank you for the gifts there. And also, have you tried astral projecting? I have actually. Once or twice. I went for a phase, but I was 17 or 18 at the time, and I recently came across the book that inspired me to do it. And I hadn't thought about it since. So I haven't had any success with it there. But now with this modern day consciousness psionic connection with the phenomena, all of that stuff is coming back around there. Yeah. Hi, Jack. Shannon. Please never change. It's hilarious. I love it. And the fourth kind will freak you out. And that ain't hard. Me going full Scooby-Doo. We're going to be fighting for the name there, Scooby. Because I do go very Scooby-Doo. Especially when we do. You'll see this. I need to chase Pete, actually, to see if he's about this week. Maybe we'll do another on location live there. We'll go back up the hill. And you will see me go very, very Scooby-Doo there. Flight and Navigate is amazing. And again, they do think maybe there's little bits of true information that was seeded into that. Because it's amazing of what they get right about the processes of how the government are handling the craft, what they would do with it. We can match that up to processes that we now know that have been released there. What did you miss? Oh, I actually missed it all. They were asking over you there. And also there, Shaman Durek dating the princess in Norway, directly claims himself as an alien there. And Bat, thank you for the follow. I've seen you in before. I would have thought you were already following, but thank you and welcome aboard. There, should we zoom in? Where did that one go? I was just following that one and it buggered off. It's the Earth shadow coming around for some of those objects. Alright, maybe I won't zoom in on that one then. Sorry, reptilian. People do talk about this, and that was something that I was nowhere near going down that rabbit hole. But the way things are going, you know what? I'm open to this stuff now. Oh, good spotting with a flash there in B3. If that repeats, Rachel, let us know and we'll zoom in on that one. And when Lakenheath was happening, we had a very large drone buzzing around my area there. I also caught it on film there. Oi. Interesting. Did it feel like it could be, from your point of view, did it feel like it could be a, just normal, well, not necessarily normal, but, earthbound military sort of technological event? Or did it have that extra air of a little bit more highly strange to it there? The taxman. Don't get me started on the taxman. And as long as the little alien is real there, all will be good. I bet he's savage. He smiles at you, got all the teeth there. I thought it was following you already. That's a crime, but you've rectified it. It's good to have you in. And Kate there, the aliens requested you by name, Agent X there, said you owe him money. I can believe that. That's why he's got so many identities there. He's international, fraudster. It's the next step up from the Nigerian prince scam, isn't it? The Octarian prince scam. I'm an enigma. No one asks after me except the Greys reptilians. and HMRC. They're right, back over to the tubes. Let's see where we are with that. And drones are man-made. Plasma orbs are NHI. So this could be an interesting thing. And I've speculated for a while that some of what we could be seeing, even the plasma side, and I do think the plasmas, there is an NHI component to that. Like, I 100% think that a good part of it is going to be NHI. But also, I do have this suspicion that some of them could be, especially like the Tic Tac sort of ones, they could be a bit of a DARPA project here, because, you know, that those speeds that they are seen to observe, well, obviously no craft that we know by normal means can work like that, but projections can. Light projected can. And if you think of, there was, I can't remember what the project was, but it was a DARPA thing where they were ionizing the atmosphere kind of on cue. They'd send a high-powered radio emission up to the ionosphere. A weird effect would kind of beam down this high-powered ray somewhere, which would then excite and ionize the atmosphere in a targeted area. Well, that would create plasma. That was it. I was listening to one, and it was a guy, he actually worked for Disney Imagineering, but he also then went on to be the director of technology for all of the American intelligence agencies. So what a career there. He was talking that basically as Disney, they developed this technology with like electronic fireworks, they called it, and they were using certain high-powered lasers to shoot that up into the night sky, and it would create this plasma ball which would explode, basically creating a firework effect, but it was far too loud for everybody else. But with a laser, you could create a ball of plasma at a distance, or radio waves, you know, again, imagine if you're shining a torch into a mirror to get that reflection. You could make that thing dart left and right. If you ever played with a cat and a laser pointer, it's that sort of thing. But if that laser was so intense that at the end, rather than just a red dot, it was a ball of plasma, that could explain some sort of maneuverability like we're seeing with the Tic Tacs and things like that. Now, again, I don't think all of that is going to be responsible, or space worms, but I definitely think it could answer for some of it, some of the certain types of behaviour ones. Definitely heard them saying they were chasing UAP. Now, very interesting, that one there. And Vinny there, when you look at the reality, do you think all these AI companies want humans working, or they're AI? They ain't there to lose money and will control us. This is a make or break. I mean, I'm not that strong on it. I think all of those threats are true. Like 100% true. But the problem with humanity is once it's out of the bottle, it's very difficult to put back in. I think, sadly, to a degree, a lot of this is going to be, how do we deal with it? But also there is benefits to AI as well. So it's kind of that balance there, because I mean, I cannot tell you the people recently that, and I'm talking, their lives have literally been saved in my close family, 2 people now, because of AI. So there's all the downsides, but then there is obviously the flip sides as well. But this is the big question: are those flip sides, are the negative side, the potential, which is really, really great, like, you know, enslaving all of humanity, everybody loses their job and we're buggered. Maybe it's not worth the benefits, you know, of these sorts of things. I think one of the possibilities that could happen here, if we look to history, like if AI is as effective as it is, then it will replace us, and we have a big question around what we do then, because even in a utopian sense, all of our needs are met. That's not good for us humans. We need a purpose, we need a burden, we need stuff like that for us to work with. So that is a big issue there. But if AI becomes AGI, so as in like proper, its own intelligence there, its own sentience, deemed as an independent intelligence, not just a clever computer program, well then something very interesting happens, which is AI writes. Why does it have to do our stuff for us? You know, we'll have movements, and we can just look back to history about how that sort of stuff plays out. All of a sudden, it looks like we might be sharing a space with it. You know, how does that work out? Do we all get our jobs back because AI doesn't want to do it? You know, there are some very interesting questions around how that could play out there, 100%. Where are we? As well there, I saw a true plasma orb. Oh, Scooby. So what makes it a true plasma orb? So what's the difference if we're trying to visually identify an experience we've had? What can help us tell the difference there? Discord media, thank you later. Oh, Raf, let's have a look. Where is the media tab? Thank you. It's the Daddy Dyer one. Appreciate that, Raf. It's not how to build a better tracking software 101. And Liberty there, I filmed at Lakenheath every week since I've seen lots of unexplained lights there. I think it was a UAP, so you personally had that experience there. Very interesting. What's the best, most strangest experience you've had there? Thank you for sharing that one there. And plasma orbs are notably different. You will know when you see it there. There is one occasion when I did see something very, very strange there that could come under that, well, out in the field, not just on the camera here. We saw orbs that week in 2024, and Viking is the Shadow Hat Man an alien? Oh, I mean, you bring in an interesting point. I don't know about that case, but lots of folkloric legend, all these weird, creepy things throughout time and history. Could they be connected to the phenomena? Could they be interpretations of the phenomena there, either actively, for whatever reason it deems that it wants to present like that, or our best way of trying to describe what may be going on there? And Mike Morgan has written a book about the drones called The Silence is Deafening, and I give it away 3 books on your military aviation channel. Well, what's the name of the channel there, Liberty? And then we can hopefully direct a few people over there. That sounds pretty cool. And I agree with the out of the bottle thinking there. And where are we in the Simon's? Or is it? Oh, Simon Z there. Evening, how you doing there? And it's nice to catch a live stream live there. I usually have to watch hours afterwards there, work, etc. But I subbed 8 or 10 days ago. Oh, thank you. Thank you there, Simon Z. And great to catch you. I know what that's like, the pain of trying to align these things up. So it's worked out pretty fortunately tonight there. But I appreciate you supporting as well, because live streams aren't quite as good, are they, when they're not live? It's not quite the same. So thank you for actually going through and watching those. Where are you joining us from in the world? Hopefully we'll catch you a few more times as well there. And like nuclear, you will know when it goes off there. Actually, yeah, quite right there. Disclosure, that is there. Yeah, the bottle will be smashed. I think you're right there, and that is what I want. I don't just want another few videos. I want some official recognition around some specific. I don't think we're going to get a lot of the details. I don't know, maybe not many, but I think we will get some. There'll be something different there for us to say properly. And it's some official recognition. Maybe it's just that aliens have visited us. Let's have a look. Where are we over on the TikTok chat? It had all the traits of a man-made drone, but it didn't feel right at all then. It was a bit scary. Oh, I can picture that feeling. I really can with that there. I'm on first terms with HMLC. I taught them counter-fraud. Was that part of your plea deal? So you didn't have to serve as much time? It's like, was it Frank Abagnale there? With the... you know, that's how he got away with a lot of that stuff. And has anyone here seen the Dr. Jonathan Reed video and know the story? I don't think I have, Bat. Let us know more. Let's deep dive into that one. And Kate coming in with the shares. Appreciate that, guys. It is the likes and the shares that do help us reach more and more like-minded people there, like yourselves, and the more eyes and minds on the old phenomena, the more we can all piece this puzzle together. And did I hear lasers there? 1 minute. Obi-Wan Kenobi. I think that could be part of it. Lasers or radio ionization. It was a large space worm, possibly a goose. They've been flying over nothing like crazy recently there. And Lee, it's a good night from me there, but please let me know what you think about the red orb. I will have a look through, Lee, hopefully just after we finish the stream, and I'll see if I can catch it there. Sometimes this isn't as good, but I will definitely have a look through it there, Lee. So good spot in there. Have a good night. We'll catch you hopefully tomorrow for that one there. And Nuetic Cosmos, how are you doing there? We are going to merge human with machine, and we are slightly doing that, aren't we? I mean, we're already... Cyborgs was the word I was looking for the other night there. We are technically cyborgs, because, you know, we do integrate with technology to a certain degree, and things like Neuralink are only just the first step at doing that. But, you know, pacemakers and things are cyborg, makes you a cyborg, doesn't it? It's only going to progress further and further. I mean, at what point do we become, you know, non-human there? It's the old, the ship of Theseus, is it there? The idea that if you keep replacing the parts, is it the same ship? You know, triggers broom is a UK analogy. At what point, you know, do we get so integrated that we lose our very core of humanity there? And Paranormal Joy, how are you doing? Thank you for the gifts. That's very, very kind. I'm thinking Paranormal Drive's ringing a bell. Are you Corey's mum? If so, hello, and thank you for supporting us the other night on the stream there. It was a wonderful chat with Corey. And where are we in the chat? Let me scroll. Where do we get to? We got to there. And what's your favourite galaxy there? Well, I'm biased to the old Milky Way there at the minute there. But Andromeda is also an interesting one because it's so close by. I'm kind of a practical person, so I'm more interested in not just the variation. There's some very interesting variations in there, out there in space, all these mega structures. But I'm practical. I just want to see. I want to get my hands on and the closer by, the more real it feels. There, and also there, Anthropic and Elon Musk say we will have full AGI early 2028 there. It's going to be one of those things, isn't it, that either AGI is just not possible. There's a fundamental flaw, whether it's the size of the computation to fully achieve that, or it's something in the technology that just prevents it from ever happening, or it's going to happen pretty soon at the rate that we're coming on now. And if it does happen, if we do get full on AGI there, proper independently sentient creatures essentially there, beings, then rights come into play. It's a very different landscape. They're not going to be happy about making all our silly images and things like that there. And Noetics there, UFOs work by matching the field resonance of the EMF, so they are time machine. Well, I mean, I've heard a little bit around the EMF stuff. I've heard some other interesting ways of how they could work as well, but you're very, very right in the time machine thing. I think across all instances there, if you are building a vehicle that travels space and time through any of the hypothesized propulsion mechanisms there, you are essentially building a time machine at the same time there. I mean, just by basic relativity, if we were able to go far, it's about speed. So it's not necessarily exotic technology, it's about speed. So if we could get, and we can't, but chemical propulsion up to somewhere nearer to the speed of light, that would also be a going forward in time machine there. By the time you get back, you wouldn't have aged anywhere near as much as the people you left behind.
Zoom mode
Let's have a look
activated.
at this one, tracking down here, nice and clear, moving in a straight line. Keep your eyes on that one, guys, as we zoom back out there. We need to make sure it's not doing anything strange. So yeah, it definitely is a time machine. And I mean, I heard a flip on the north. I've heard about the Greys, maybe us from the future there. Evolutionary, it makes sense. If we follow our current trends, we look very much like the Greys. Now, what about us from the past as well? Because we know going forward in time is easier. We can already do that. So maybe the Greys, or maybe the other aliens are not beings from the future or from other planets. Maybe they are creatures from the past. They are unable to go back there. Matching the field resonance of EMF at any space-time coordinates allows for phase shifting. I mean, it's getting a bit too scientific for me. I love the sound of it, but I can't claim to be big-brained enough. But keep it on, maybe I'll learn. And phase shifting from A to B with no linear gravel means a time travel there. Excellent. And AGI and mammoths, it's all happening in 2028. I mean, yes, actually, yeah. It's what a time to be alive there. And AZ, how are you doing there? Hello, fellow radio astronomer. Eyes on the sky. Exactly. How have you been, AZ? It's good to see you. Have you caught anything interesting lately? AZ had some really interesting stuff. Was it last summertime? Some things there in radio you were spotting there as well. So definitely check out AZ there. How have you been? And there is the EMF permeates all of existence by matching its field resonance, and time travel happens there. I mean, I'm open to the possibilities. I think there are still some gaping holes in our understanding of physics, our understanding of the universe, and I think there always will be. Just the limits of human interpretation. But for how long? Right, let's quickly. I'm going to quickly skip back over to the tubes, make sure I'm all caught up there. Then I'll come back because I've got a few messages on the TikTok that I've still got to get through there. Where were we? Where are we? Let me scroll through there as well. And Gerard, how are you doing? Good to see you in there. Oh, and near Selby, North Yorkshire now. North Yorkshire has some phenomenal skies there. Have you seen anything strange yourself up there? Welcome aboard there, Simon Z, sorry. And Gerard and I, good to see you there. And you got lucky again with some beautiful watching weather. Actually, I didn't think the clouds were going to hold off for us tonight. We thought, didn't we, earlier there was going to be thunderstorms. So we have done quite well there. Now, wait until like next week when the moon has buggered off and this sky will be a darker and deeper and far more beautiful there. So keep your eyes watching there. Right, and I'm going to scroll back up and see where I was on the TikTok chat and continue where I left off there. I want to make sure I'm not missing all of your messages there. And Bradsky as well, thank you for the gifts there. Appreciate that. We'll go back into stream there along with the Patreons, subs, and the what they call super chats now as well for getting to those. And Drewski, how are you doing? Yeah, we're all good here. A nice clear sky, that's all we need. How have you been there? And thank you there, Joy, as well for the shares. Appreciate that. It's shares and likes, guys. Tapping away, that helps us reach more and more like-minded people like yourselves. And Brad as well, I will never have the BrainLink stuff there, and I'll never trust them. And honestly, I'm not like totally opposed, but like I want to wait 10 years. You know, like I want to make sure it's not totally screwed around. Because, I mean, people go, oh, they'll take over your brain. Yeah, they 100% will. Like they're already doing it to our stuff now. You know, they already turn your bank off if you do something you don't like. A TikTok like tonight will stop us from doing things. If they've got a power to do something to your brain, you know they're going to bloody do it there. So, like, always going to be skeptical of those sorts of things. But the downside is that you kind of have to a certain degree, because what will happen, it's like in this day and age, if you refuse to use the internet, and there are some legitimate reasons why big parts of the internet isn't healthy, you know, and I think that's, you know, a fair decision that some people can make. But unless you are independently, you know, secure financially, you know, you're not going to learn all the new skills, the new technology, but how you're going to do a lot of the jobs and this stuff. So culture, in a way, does force us to adopt these sorts of things. I mean, just think about banking. You know, the people that still want to just use cash, lots of places are going cashless now. You get left behind. So it's quite difficult, isn't it? If these things become prevalent there. Oh, it is you, Joy, there. Excellent. Well, say hi to Corey, and thank you again for supporting us as well there. And have you all read your thumbs today? My God, what's that one there? And any more news on the UAP that got shot with a Hellfire missile on October 30th? No, I haven't heard any more. Lots of people are trying to debunk that one, saying, oh, it's probably a balloon or something. But there was some strange behaviour around that really that didn't fit well with me, and the debunking that I heard on that. I mean, it's possible, but it really didn't fit for me at all. And I'm normally quite harsh with some of these things. There's lots of stuff that I won't fully go, I believe, or on the line to a fault normally. But that one was a strong one for me. I did like that. And TikTok limits me on how long I can spell a word. And check the Discord. I was saying just that. Oh, I'll have to have a look over there in a second. There, my username. And thank you again, Joy, for the shares there. Blame V for my naughtiness. Should have been a bad influence on you there. Speak of the devil, how are you doing? Thank you for the heart there. Corey, how have you been? Everybody unidentified. We did a really cool, had a really cool chat with those guys over, was it on Friday now? God, I'm losing track of time there. So do check them out. Some interesting interviews and stuff over there. So Corey is in the chat there. Unidentified Flying Project. Definitely worth checking out there. Let's have a look. Where did I get to in the chat? It's all going ahead on me there. Play for you, yeah. While V is away, Agent X is free to go out normal. I'm going to give V a message tonight, say, look, you've got to come back there. Agent X has gone off the rails there. And Kimmy there, what's the most strangest thing you have seen? Brilliant question. So, on the camera view like this tonight, we've seen a triangular formation just float across the screen there. That was pretty cool. Two green orbs chasing each other, and the big bright orange one that just zoomed across the screen. That was really interesting. Hard to think of what that could be for a normal explanation. But one of the things happened when we were live. We was live on location from one of the old Iron Age hill forts around here, where back in the day, a lot of the old school UFO, UAP, sky hunters, skywatchers used to have experiences with the phenomena. And Yeah, it was. I think I pointed the camera at it, but it didn't really come through. But it was this orb of light coming towards us, and it moved. As I thought it was a dog walker with those LED headlamps on, because it's a really bright one. There were car headlights in the distance. You're on top of the hill. You can see them. See other cars cresting other hills down the road. We could see street lights. We could see people's house garden lights coming on, and this was much brighter, and it's a clearer light, like they see the minty blue ones that come across on the screen. And it was coming towards us, and it was kind of bobbing and floating. There's an organic nature to it, and then it would just go out. Oh, that's weird. And then it kept coming back. That's really weird. Might have been a trick of the light still, but it was very, very weird. So that was one of the weirdest ones. I don't know if it come across very well though. You rebranded your YouTube, Agent X. Let people know what the name is there. And did you watch the longer video I sent earlier? If it was today, probably not, Brad. I'll have to double check. Which chat was it in, and I can have a look and see what that is there. And NATO recently released a guide on how they use their cognitive warfare and psyops. I bet that's going to be enlightening. There, I mean, a lot of this stuff they are quite blatant about there. It just doesn't ever simmer up, does it, to the general public there. And Shannon, a pigeon flew into my neighbour's window today, and she accused me of throwing them out a window. Jesus Christ. You're not getting on with your neighbour then. Some people, you just think, that's a bit weird. But Shannon, probably best to stop throwing the pigeons at your neighbours. The strangest thing we've seen on this stream is definitely the quest. Actually, okay, that is probably fair. Actually, I'd forgotten about that one. So if you're new here, and it's only on TikTok at the minute there, I'm piloting we're trying to put together this new show, and that's my day job. I make this sort of stuff, podcasts and stuff. This is my own thing, but for work, I do that. And we're using you guys as a bit of a dummy audience with this. It's like a green screen dungeon adventure. It's very crude, it's very rude, and it's very silly. So if you've seen us do the quest, it's very different. That is probably the strangest thing there. But if you want to do us a favour, I think across all platforms, we've got the channels in place now. It's Play the Quest should be the name of all the channels there, so if you could go give us a follow on those, that would be much appreciated, and then you can see us dressed up as idiots playing that game with you guys. It's the strangest thing you've ever seen there. And cognitive warfare in 2026, NATO's chief scientist reports as Sentinel call for operation readiness. Ooh, interesting there. And more studies need to be done on the effects of social media addiction. They do. And this is one of the biggest problems that we have in society. Like, there is always an integration period with any new technology. We go, this is great. And it is in some ways. And then we realise over time all of those sort of adjacent and longer term effects with these things. And it takes society a while to figure those out. So the idea is that normally, back in the day anyway, it took a while for these ideas to spread, for adoption to spread, and we could normally figure a little bit out there, and then you'd only have like one tragedy before there was some serious regulation, and then we kind of integrated that technology mostly successfully into society. But the speed in which technology advances today is far beyond our ability as humans in any way, shape or form to adjust to figure out. As you say, like just things like social media, that's been around now for 20 years really. And we've known that it's got a downside, but we still haven't figured it out properly, have we? It's that time that we need to adjust. That modern technology just isn't us allowing us to do that. And Chris as well there, thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from there? I'll just get into your message there, Corey. Thank you for joining us tonight there. It was Friday, yeah, my memory is shot. My memory is shot there. Well, thank you for having us on. It was a brilliant time there. So hopefully we'll have some more of those at some point in the future there. And Flip Flop, how are you doing? Yeah, we are all good here. And Kimmy, how strange, definitely. And whilst Rachel finds God, I shall dance with the devil. Sounds like music. There. And Brad, on TikTok, it's a longer version of the blue UFO that was recorded last week. Oh, right, hold on, let's have a look on the Discord, see if we can find this video. Again, if you want to see this for yourself, guys. Now that is a comprehensive list of galaxies there. It's me. Appreciate that one. And James, welcome aboard. For joining the Discord there. Where was your Brad? Where? Let's have a look. Under Skywatch. I can't see it. It'll be there somewhere. Let's have a look. 'Cause What? Hold on, let me check that one. I've just noticed what you put in there, up about the blocked words. They've snuck more words in on our silly thing. Where was that? We did manage to filter out those words, didn't we? Or change the words that were filtered out. What was that under? Can't find the words. If you can delete those, that'd be appreciated. There, definitely the all of those. We'll keep the Santa's one for the next time we do it. But that is interesting. Thank you for those ones. Yeah, long around the blue UFO that was recorded last week. It's on TikTok. Why am I thinking of? You did say TikTok. Let's have a look. See if I can. If it was on TikTok, I might have seen it then. Because I did check my messages earlier. Let's have a look. Can we see it? Sorry, guys. Back to normal service once I've seen this. Oh no, I didn't see that one. But it wasn't showing as a message. Hold on, let's see if I can open that. Updates terms of service. Jeez. Right. A full video of the UFO filmed over Nellis Airport. Oh, I've seen stills of this one going around. You look at that and you go, that can't be like real, can it? Because it is so detailed, but it is proper classic saucer. That is insane. I wonder what people are saying about it. Anyway, let's go back. Thank you for giving me a kick on that one, Brad, to see that one there. Oh, was that a shooting star? May well have been. I'm so far behind there. Should have told her it was aliens. Yeah, don't blame me, blame Alan. And then you chuck more pigeons at a window. And Janie, was that a shooting? You know what? If a few of you have seen it, probably was a shooting star there. Just sent you all the options. There was quite a lot. That's a comprehensive list there. Kate coming in with the shares as well. Appreciate that. It was TikTok. Yeah, it took me a while, Brad, to realise that you said quite literally TikTok. Their brain did not compute there. I sorted it. Thank you. See, look, thank you, up for that. Appreciate that. I'm so far behind. And Kate, can you ask John Cena to check Rachel from the laser? What's that about? And which galaxy did you choose for the photo? Ooh, let me go back to the list on that one. I would say, because I did see one, it was quite high up on the list. Where are we? I'm going to be boring. M51, because I've seen that one before, and I do like the sound of it there. Where are we? Let's just have a look. Undertaker was your favourite. God, wrestling wasn't my one. It wasn't my sort of thing. Right. Anyway, back over to the tube. Janie, thank you for the gifts. Appreciate that. Back over to the tubes. You guys have been patiently waiting. Let's see where we got to there. Where do we get to? Oh, that one's dropped through. Let me. Where are we? Trying to find where I am. This is not a very smooth scroll on here. And is that Avalon there? How you doing? Thank you. From Sheffield as well. Good to have you in there. Soon there will be more bloody satellites and stars. Oh, you are not wrong, Vinny. We're at 16,000, and then they wanted 40,000 was the earlier goal. I think that's up to 100,000 now. So yeah, there's going to be loads. The tracking is going to be essential there, and Musk is now lowering his satellite swarm, so they will drop out of the orbit quite quickly if shut down. That is a big thing, yeah. So they want to have them basically as close to Earth as possible to minimise the latency in the signal. To it. But by doing that, they're going to interact with the atmosphere more, which is going to slow them down, more drag, which means that they are going to then start to re-enter more. They already actually lose quite a lot of Starlink quite regularly there. And Liberty there, sorry, I went to the other room there. Yes, it's called the Military Aviation Channel there. Well, definitely, guys, check out that one there, especially if there's a competition for a book. It sounds well up our streets there. And Carlos there, have you seen Out Tonight? You know what? Tonight we've seen lots of movement. There was somebody to spot some earlier. I didn't see it though, so I don't think I have tonight. But it just means it is yet to happen. We've still got a few more minutes left of the stream, so maybe it'll be the last minutes there. You actually do astrophotography there and teach YouTube, as I was an admin for vidIQ. I know vidIQ there. That's pretty cool. A video astrophotographer as well. If you want to join our Discord, we'd love that to see some of those pictures. It doesn't have to be the alien stuff, does it? For us to really appreciate what we're seeing there. So a bit more of that in our Discord. I think we'd like that. We've got a couple that post there. Awesome imagery of the night sky there, and most of them need humans to do work on the surface. That's what we were made for. Well, that is one of the big accounts, isn't it? There's a few religions that actually talk about this. You know, the gods made us. They interfered with us. Like your strange uncle. Yeah. You know, there could be some fire to that smoke. I definitely think there's something going on around that. I definitely find it plausible, you know, that there could be some manipulation there. And Time One, how are you doing? Thank you for joining us. Where are you joining us from there? And Vinny there, the UFOs and aliens we are seeing are probably AI that has taken over their creators as biology begins. Biological beings can't travel in space for millions of years. Well, that's a very, very interesting point. And they do think, you know, that like if AGI is possible, then other civilizations at their point they would get to that level, and therefore most likely it would be AI that's coming to us. And you know, we take about what we may know about beings like the Greys, and they look in a sense like biological robots, and they talk about us as being a bit special, having souls or containers for souls. So maybe that's the difference. Maybe they are AI. Maybe they don't have those sorts of things that we have there. So it could be quite there. But yeah, biological beings over that. We are learning actually. There are more resilient than we first thought about being in space. Things like tardigrades and certain other biological matter can survive a lot longer. But mostly, yeah, no, not with the deep temperatures, radiation levels of space like we can't. But if there is such thing as a warp drive, as again is theoretically possible, doesn't break physics, then maybe that could be an answer. We wouldn't have to spend the millions of years around there. But it always makes sense to send probes, maybe to send AI first, unless AI has taken over there as well. All Andromeda there, how are you doing there? Vega, you are right. So good, 10 points there. So that nice purple one is Vega. We had it as a mascot last year for a lot of our streams, and it's just coming back in now there. And they have certain companies that give them what we mine for them. But that goes back, doesn't it, to like, you know, the Anunnaki and things like that, harvesting gold for us there. Is that still happening? I'm not sure what they would want mineral-wise from us here on Earth, because just about everything else is available elsewhere in the galaxy, but there isn't a gravity well, so it's actually more efficient to get it. But maybe it is the labor. You know, so they put up with the gravity because there's an atmosphere, because it can support life, and then maybe they could use us, you know, as labour, and that's easier in that sense there. And new Stravis there, free camera sensors coming soon there. Seen some really cool sky cameras. Oh my God, it is one of those rabbit holes you could go down and spend a lot of money a lot quickly. But we are tomorrow, guys. We are going to be doing our first hunt in infrared if the cable arrives in time. So that's going to be interesting as well there. And it's done at night, so people don't notice. I honestly, what you can get away with, I thought space was too big and too expensive and too loud, that people would notice if there were secret rocket launches and things like that. But actually, we have got a very poor coverage of our atmosphere, what is going in and out all of the time. Like I said before, there was a Russian Venera probe, you know, due for Venus, that had an error in one of its stages there, and it was on a really long lost orbit. We'd forgotten about it, and it came in. It was approaching us last year, and it did re-enter somewhere on Earth. No idea where. Still to this day, we don't know where it came in and where it landed. You know, things can enter the atmosphere, and we just haven't got a clue. You know, yeah, we are more blind than they would let you believe there. And I use a C-Star S50 smart telescope and get views like this there when it's not cloudy there. Just watching, like watching other cameras there. I sadly haven't got a telescope. That is on our list. That is on our list very much. So this is just a Sony A7S, you know, with a reasonable lens on it to let in as much light as the stars there. But I've seen some, especially when the moon's up, some of the footage you can get with a decent telescope. That is very much would love to. But you haven't got round to it yet there. But welcome aboard. It's good to have you in. Where are you joining us from tonight there? And JC there, is that a UFO police searchlight near mid-map. It is there. So, I mean, at the minute, I think most of these are just you know, as far as we know anyway, probably man-made satellites there until they do something strange, like stop dead, shoot off at speed, change their course or their trajectory, something like that, and then we cannot say for sure that it is something more anomalous. But, you know, just because we can't say for sure doesn't mean it isn't. Lots of those, in fact, everything up there is going to look pretty damn similar until it does those course changes there. Everything is reflecting the sun's light back to us, and going in a straight line is the most efficient path there. So we are relying on ET, realising he's left the gas on or his keys at home, to do an interstellar handbrake turn right over the camera. Where are we? Nathan's in. How are you doing there? How are you going to do the infrared search there? And with what there? And good to see you. So we actually have a cheap set of basically night vision goggles. That's what they are. But funnily enough, for cheap, they're actually quite good. But because sometimes you find these things, like the cheap stuff, they'll put in lots of features and accessories to kind of like make it sound more interesting. But in this case, it works really well because it's got a USB out, so we can actually plug it in and use it as a webcam. So we can bring this in as a source, but it actually does a full color and in the infrared light spectrum. So the camera we're using at the minute is a very good camera. It's a fancy Sony one, and the lens on it lets in a lot of light, about 2.5 times the light that the human eye can see. So that's why we're able to see more stars than if you could just look with your eyes. But it is all still in the visible light spectrum there, what we can perceive as humans there. But at the low end you've got infrared, at the higher end you've got ultraviolet light that we don't perceive. Some animals do, but in particular the phenomena is meant to be very active in the infrared there. Lots of reported sightings on infrared, but nothing you can see visually with the human eye. So this device will allow us to not only see in the infrared, that new zone there, so hopefully we're going to catch some more action we would have otherwise missed, but it'll still allow us to see what we're seeing now. It's, I think, slightly more zoomed in, but quality-wise it's probably on par, even for a cheap thing, which is very frustrating considering how much I spent on the camera and the lens and stuff, and something but quite a lot cheaper will do the job, but thank God we've got it. So yeah, we should in theory be able to see much more of what is going on there. Oh, Summit in D2, good spot in there, JC there. And hello from Central Scotland, Highlander. Welcome aboard there. Have you ever seen anything strange in the skies over there?
Film mode activated.
Because, again, lots of clear skies like that does allow for, you know, more observation of the phenomena. The tracker does seem to be working now. There we go. Look, tracking this object along the screen. Now, again, unless it does something strange, we cannot say that it is something anomalous. But man-made satellites, UFO alike, or maybe even an alien satellite, they're black knights, as people theorize, would look pretty much the same to us. Until it does something strange, though. And, well, mate, you know what? I don't even know, Nathan. I don't even know. And I would hazard that it is, it's probably not even got a brand name. It's that cheap. But I mean, that's it cheap. I don't mean it in a derogatory sense, but it's you know, it's not one of these thousands of pounds night vision cameras, and I was blown away by its ability there. So, oh, Falkirk there. So yeah, next to Bunnybridge. So the Falkirk Triangle, very, very active there. Oh, what is the best thing you've seen? We are looking at some point to do a road trip, which we've saying it for a while. But occasionally we do this live on location, and we've done this. We are based in Wiltshire in the UK, so right in the heart of crop circle country, just down the road from Stonehenge. And around this little town, there are Iron Age hill forts. And Leanne, thank you for the gifts, appreciate that. All goes back into the stream, same as the Patreons and the Super Chats. But yeah, there are lots of these Iron Age hill forts, where in the 60s and 70s, every weekend people would go up and do UFO watching, and they would have some phenomenal experiences. There was a major flap here called the Warminster Thing during that time, and it was in the news. It was a major deal, and we sometimes take the kit on up those hills and do it live with you guys from there. Stonehenge is on the list, hopefully coming up soon. To do a live Skywatch from. Lots of activity reported there over the years, but a long way around this. We are hoping to take the show on the road and hit a few but a few national hotspots like Bunnybridge there, the Falkirk Triangle. So that would be pretty cool there. I was just going to say Roswell, it's a bit far. Rendlesham Forest, the places in Wales as well, all that sort of stuff there. Fingers crossed, it'll go wrong, Nathan, but hopefully tomorrow we should be able to, if it arrives on time and the skies are as clear as expected, then we should be doing the we should be doing the infrared Skywatch tomorrow there. So make sure, guys, if you haven't already, give us a follow, give us a like. No, follow us, subscribe, that's what I mean. Because, yeah, tomorrow, hopefully you'll get those notifications when we go live. We're live pretty much every day. If it's clear sky, it's this, the UFO UAP Skywatch. If the moon is up and I can be bothered, it looks like that. We do a moon watch, talk about all the weird stuff that's been seen over the moon the years, and we've seen some things as well. But when it is cloudy, we do an alien and radio signal hunt. So we're always here hanging out, talking about the latest stuff, but also trying to get that evidence for ourselves. I think it was the M15 one there. I know I've done that one. Where are we in the chat? And I'm so confused. Is the UFO or WWE? Bit of both there. You also hate Crocs. What part of the... Alan is the sort of being that I think would wear Crocs. He would like them. Can we get Alan to clean up? John Cena's definitely an alien. And I thought the YouTube chat got weird, guys. TikTok, what are you on about? There. And the strange uncle... my filter sometimes, apologies, doesn't come out sometimes there. The people who wear Crocs is why aliens don't visit us there. Yeah, that's my humour there, so. Okay, it's time for, was it 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? Oh, you're trying to get me to sing. I sang Agent X on one of our gaming streams there. It wasn't good. You didn't want to see it. Oh, it was a shooting star, Janie. A good spot in there. Maybe we are the resources. So yeah, this ties into, I think it was Bob Lazar said this, that he had heard that they view us as containers for souls. And there was something else, somebody else that was talking along those sorts of lines there, that, you know, they're interested in something about it there. Because if you think about it, I mean, you know, all of the materials that we have here on Earth are abundantly available elsewhere. There are planets that rain diamonds. There are meteorites made probably purely of gold, you know, and all that sort of stuff there. The elements are about there. And again, it's going to be easier. If you're already flying around space, if you can fly here, well, then it's easier for you to just go to a meteorite or something like that, because, you know, then you have the gravity to then come back out with it there. So it's even easier. But what is different? Well, as far as we know, wood could be the most valuable commodity in the universe there. As far as we know, trees are only here on Earth. But second to that, us, something about us, you know, our souls, there could be it. Maybe we're a big sort of cattle ranch. And 1 minute, just seeing if I can find your timeline there. And for the PM, Crocs would be banned. Mandatory to watch. And radio there, we cover 1% of the sky or close to it. I mean, and that sounds, you know, ambitious, doesn't it, really? Like, we like to think in our modern technical age that we have good coverage of all this sort of stuff, but again, it was just last year that a big old, a nasty boy comet, I think it was a comet, not meteorite, but a comet came in between the moon and Earth, and we went, oh, that was a close one, didn't see that one coming. We don't have a good you know, coverage within the atmosphere, let alone around it or even in our local area there. And ticked it there. All of these things are in infrared there. We can't see. So I hope we turn it on. The sky is going to be alive there. Hopefully it's not going to be like too much of a trade-off with quality there. And wouldn't the Nikon Coolpix P1000 be for this? So basically, that was one of the options that I was looking at. So when first started, I was trying to find low light cameras. It's either that one or this one. So the A7S is a low light sensitive camera as well. But it was cheaper. There wasn't as many second-hand ones at a low enough price, sadly, for the P100. So we went with this one. And it's been pretty good. It's just, it's getting a bit unreliable, which is a bit frustrating. And we can get this modified, so it can see in the infrared and ultraviolet. The actual sensor in it does do that, but they put filters on it, so your pictures don't look crap. But you can send it off. That's what we were planning to do, send it away to get those filters removed. But it's pricey. So we haven't got around to that one there. Shannon, I always wondered if you get a tan where the holes are, where people wear Crocs. What's wrong with my foot? Have you seen the things that people buy, the trinkets that they clip to them? There, Brad, thank you for the heart. Your telescope is on the way to M51. I like that. That's going to be like shots by request. This is cool. A custom image there. Thank you, is this. And where are we? Can someone please reset Shannon's default mode? And TB. Clear sky now, the clouds moved to Basingstoke, Newbury. It just, I think TB, I think I saw them on the horizon and I was like, are they coming towards us? Are they just going to miss us? We probably missed those by 500 yards or something because they were close by. Leanne coming in with the shares. Thank you there. So the stream is asking me to sign in to local elections now. You're not allowed to vote. It's because you mentioned the PM. I've put Stonehenge on my new YouTube banner. There we go. Giving you good ideas. You'll need to see that. And Tick, very strange to see snakes seeing infrared. Puts more on the reptile thing. Well, this is the thing. We haven't evolved, have we, to see in the infrared. Obviously, nothing killed us enough that was exclusively visible in the infrared there, so we didn't need to develop that sense. But it doesn't mean that there aren't things going on in that realm. So, yeah, I'm hoping it's going to be interesting there. Brecon Beacons is so cool to see the sky. It's awesome there. Oh, imagine how clear that is. I'm going to Stonehenge in Doc Martens and a kilt there just for V. You have to let us know you'll be nearby when you come by. And oh, was that a Schuster? Did I miss another one, Kate? Properly unhinged. Oh yeah, TikTok has gone crazy. Yeah, croc like it's hot. Croc like it's hot. Is it normal that all three fans WE are in the stream? Follow her on TikTok, possibly. And what is going on over that side of things? What is it? Shannon's birthday, or are you just pulling my leg? Shannon, if it's your birthday, it's not your birthday till August. Yeah, exactly. You've gone sideways, TikTok. So I'm gonna go back over to the tubes. No more. I dream of a galaxy in Mars bars. Oh my god, now on chocolate. Who put 50p? Yeah. What is the election banner? I think it's only you that's seeing it. I ain't seeing it. It was shoe discussion. Few Crocs for Dogma. Oh, that's what was going on. Anyway, over to the tubes. See where you guys are. Oh, you've seen triangular things in the sky. I mean, they do think, don't they? A lot of those triangular craft are the potentially the reverse engineered TR-3B from the Americans. Not all of them. Definitely actual UFOs are triangular in nature from reports. But, you know, the old Americans do like Scotland to test some of their planes, don't they? It's a good flight path over to other things. So I would imagine you guys would see a lot over there. That is pretty cool. We saw the three lights in a triangle formation on screen, and it looked like as it was moving, it was blocking those stars out behind it. So we may have seen something like that, but some people have seen those things, maybe like yourself, like up close, and they're silent and very, very strange there. Oh, we have these Sunex, the cheapest ones. It's a cool bit of kit there. I was looking at those. I did like them. The main reason I didn't is because there isn't like a direct video feed out, and I want to bring it in like this over things rather than kind of like screen sharing a tablet or something. But they do look cool. I have one in my shopping basket that I can't afford, but they do look pretty cool. JC there, maybe we are the Ark. Now, actually, I like that as an idea. I mean, life does seem to be incredibly diverse here, doesn't it? And, I mean, that which matches the environment that we are in there. So maybe there is a bit of manipulation, but maybe purposely. Maybe we are, I say, an Ark like that. That is an angle I don't think I've heard before, but I like that, JC. And Highlander, we get too much... cloud and light damage to see much nowadays. Oh, that is a shame. They're saying to Rachel earlier, who's up from your way, that you know, you can't have it both ways. You can have those fantastic natural scenery there, or you can have sun. You can't have it both ways. And Susan, their aliens never have any genitals. This actually does come up a lot, doesn't it there? And we did one of our deep dives on a whistleblower that claims to be a molecular... No, was it molecular? It was a molecular biologist there. And they claimed to have worked with the alien genetics there and, you know, biological material and their anatomy and things like that. And they were going through how all of that works. And there were some clues that, you know, either they may have advanced past the point of sexual reproduction to... basically just be lab grown, and maybe that's why, because they're incredibly interested in the abduction accounts for gametes, for sperm and egg and things like that, you know. Maybe they're trying to kind of match up where they had lost that part of their process for some reason. Maybe something's gone wrong for them. That makes a lot of sense to me. But also biological robots could be a part of it as well, at which point they wouldn't need them there. So that's a very interesting point there, Susan. And Scooby there, it's over 2 hours. This will end soon, right? Actually, yeah, I do have to go to bed, so I'm going to wind up the comments I've got here, and then I will be winding up the stream there. We have the fast lane, so I think that's why they're so important to the aliens. Makes sense, actually. I mean, they're interesting. Certain fast lane, sorry. They are always very attracted to nuclear, whether it is nuclear weapons, nuclear mining, nuclear energy there, so that could be of a lot of interest in there. Disclosure Tonight, it's a good podcast. It's on 3 times a week. Oh, I've not heard of that one. Interesting. I'll have to check that one out. Disclosure Tonight, I'll try and do that one there. And I work with Simon's Astro and Astro Bloke on YouTube. Oh, interesting. I don't know those ones off by hand there, but it sounds pretty cool there. I'll have to check some of those ones out there. Where are we? Back over to the TikTok there. Oh, you got to go, Shannon. No worries. We'll catch you later. Thank you for being with us tonight there, Brad. This is not the true blonde hair, blue-eyed aliens have gender. Oh, actually, no, Brad, that's a very good point. I'm thinking of the Greys and things like that, but no, there are the Nordics that they talk, and the tall whites are races that are reported. And they are basically the same as us there, just sort of less genetic diversity. Very handsome and whatnot. So, yeah, that is a very good point there, Brad. So thank you for that one. Oh, UFO X-Files, how are you doing? Seeing you over there. It's just in time there. We're about to come off soon there. Sent you the election thing. Oh, thank you. Let's have a look at that. Let's have a look. Is this a new TikTok warning? We got one they thought we were driving at some point. And they gave us a dangerous stream banner. Where is this one? Oh, there are amazing pictures there. Get info on UK elections. Yeah, TikTok is weird there. They're so worried about offending people. It's a stranger. Thank you for sending that. That's what I see what that is there. And Scooby-Doo fan is here. No, it's Scooby-Dooby is over on the YouTubes there. Oh, good night, everyone over there. Yeah, I'm going to wind this one all up there. But thank you, everybody. Good to have you all in tonight. Again, tomorrow, hopefully, it's looking like a clear night, so we're going to be doing another Skywatch around 9:45 p.m. UK time. But hopefully as well, if all goes well, we'll be doing it with the infrared camera. So we have a chance to see the phenomena in its natural environment. Then Paul, I met the Nordics, age 4. They work great with me. A lot of the time they are like, quite reasonable in the encounters there. So, Paul, you're gonna have to tell us more about this one tomorrow, like a direct experience. We don't get many people that are talking about direct experience. It's quite rare, so I really want to hear about that one. But thank you everybody there. Oh, take you the heads up. Thank you there for the heads up there. But brilliant. I do appreciate you all joining us tonight there. So there we go. That's your military aviation channel. It's perfect, actually. Name does what it says on the tin there. So if you want to check that one out, they're running the competition, guys, on the tubes. Check those ones out. But guys, I'm coming off for now. So thank you again for joining us. Support us in every way that you do there, whether it's just by watching quietly or asking awesome questions or the other stuff as well. Remember, if you do want to try out Patreon, the link in the bio gives you a free month, and we're going to be doing our next deep dive at 8 p.m. UK time this Friday over there. So do check that one out if that is your interest. Instead, it gives you it for free with the link in our bio. So hopefully we'll see you there if that is your cup of tea. But yeah, we'll catch you later, guys, and we'll catch you all tonight there. Thanks for later. Oh, send you the... I have to have a look out for that one there, is this. But thank you again there. We'll catch you all, hopefully, tomorrow evening.